Beats. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. EJ Boxing live here with Box and Beats and Rhymes. Boy, at least we get a hangout. It's not my normal channel, but it will best we can do. Beats, the showdown. Have you paid for it, by the way?
Oh no, I haven't yet. I haven't yet. I am going to though.
I've been struggling, you know. I've been struggling to pay for it. I had to go call Sky. I had a block on my account from the last ITV event. I think I ordered the Eubanks and the Ildren fight, and they apparently said they didn't receive no money from me, so they blocked me. So I called Sky to say I don't know what they're talking about. So they've sorted it out now, so I should be clear. I haven't paid for it yet, but I will be doing it in a couple of minutes. But anyway, they're here not there, so try and get it because you can watch it. What you got? What one you got? You got Virgin, right?
Yeah, Virgin Media.
Yeah, it should be easy because you paid for it already. You paid for something on ITV already, innit?
What events? Yeah, I paid for I paid for Eubank. I think I paid for a couple. No, I paid for Joshua. I think I paid for Joshua Klitschko.
Yeah.
I paid for Eubank first event. Did I pay for anyone else?
Yeah, but on ITV, I think you did. I think there's that one. No, I think it was just that one you paid for.
Yeah, just that one. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
As long as you pay for one, then it should have went through the system, so you should be all right. So, yeah, paying for the event is a bloody ordeal. I'm gonna try and do it in a minute because the guy said try in 4 hours again, so I'm gonna try again. But we're here, the big fight. Listen, I'm not gonna. I have to be honest. George Groves has kind of put doubts in my mind of what I initially thought because it was all Eubank. George Groves has said Eubank is a gimmick, or he's an Instagram boxer. Everything, the stuff that you talk about in terms of a new age fighter. He's too busy posing in front of the pads and doing combinations with guys. And another thing, I was listening to interview with what's his name again, Mickey Elliott, yeah, on his channel. Can't remember what the channel is on YouTube. Hellraiser. So check that out on YouTube. Yeah, he said that Eubank has been picking the opponents to make him look good. He's never faced a guy like George Grove before, and when he's fought any elite guy like a Billy Joe Saunders who wasn't in shape, he struggled. This is the first elite guy in his career he's faced. What's your take to that? And just give me your prediction in general.
Well, it's easy for them to say that, but he's only lost one fight. He lost one fight, and it was pretty close, wasn't it? Like, who else has given Billy Joe a fight as good as that? So if Billy Joe's that good, and we're judging Billy Joe by his opponents, who else has given him a fight like Eubank? Who else?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. And that's a good point.
Andy Lee didn't give him a good as fight as that.
No, he struggled. He struggled. Different fighter, but yeah, he struggled. Yeah.
Lemieux didn't give him a good as fight. None of them. So you have to take that into consideration. That's Billy Joe Saunders' hardest fight, arguably. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they have to give Eubank some credit. And if we're going to talk about Groves, you can say, yeah, he was in front against Carl Froch, but he got knocked out twice. And then he lost to Badou Jack. So he's frozen some of his big stages. Like, you could argue that he lost to James DeGale the first time. So all this hyping up Groves as well, like, is that justified as well? Everyone's saying he's this consummate pro, but he's got it wrong in preparation. He's got it wrong in the night as well, a few times. So I think Eubank is going to beat him. I think timing is everything. I think Eubank is going to beat him. But Groves does have a chance. He does have a chance. I mean, I've got Eubank winning. I don't think Eubank is a hype job. If he was a hype job, he wouldn't have pushed Saunders so hard. And he wouldn't have come back so hard.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? Do you think Eubank's improved tremendously since the thingy fight? Since the defeat from
yeah, he's definitely improved. You know, in saying that, when they're saying he's picked his fights, he hasn't fought any technicians since he fought Saunders. They've all been guys who stay mid-range or try and get up close on you. And they've walked into, but then again, he didn't have no choice when he fought in the Super Series. He had to fight Yildirim, and he disposed of him. So
he did though, Beast. Remember he was the A side.
Oh, that's true. That is true. That is true. Yeah,
that's what Elliot was saying. Did you watch the Elliot video? Actually, did you watch it?
Yeah, but who else could he have fought then? Like, would that Rob Brandt have done any better? Rob Brandt or the Scandinavian
Jamie Cox?
Jamie Cox? Would they have done any better?
Nah, I don't think so. I think they were all made to get toppled over to build up this one here. I think you don't really need the tournament. I mean, you could have put them straight in, but the fact that, listen, if you're trying to investment in building a star, well, Georgia's been there, but bro, if you've got an investment right now, the Eubank has to be that dude. Like, you're talking about potentially, you got potentially a Hall of Famer here in the making. If you can get past this fight here, then you got the Billy Joe Saunders fight, and you got obviously the Callum Smith fight. You got the James DeGale fight still out there bringing. Like, potentially, if Eubank get past this, everyone has to come see him. Potentially, you know, potentially, but now he has to get past Groves, get past him correctly. I think he's gonna go points, Beats. I think he's going points. You know what I mean? Because Eubank can't throw like 8 punches at Groves and stand there. George just to time him. He'll try to pick one off and land one in his chest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he definitely has the power. Like, I believe if he does win, it will be through a single shot, maybe a combination. He can't out-punch Eubank, I don't think. And people say he's a great boxer. He's not bad. He's not bad, but I don't see him just outclassing Eubank, though. He's not as elusive as Billy Joe Saunders. He's not as tricky as Billy Joe Saunders. So I don't see him outclassing him. I see him like I see a quote win. He's gonna have to stay at range, work his angle, and get a good shot or a good combination in and take him out. He's gonna have to stay composed because this is one fight he won't be able to just control the tempo of any stage of the fight. Eubank is going to dictate the pace of it because he's fearless as well. So he's gonna have to stay composed, and he might have to just look for them big shots to get Eubank out of there. But it's all very interesting, man. It's all interesting.
It is definitely interesting, and I must say, I'm bringing comparisons with his dad when he was Nigel Benn. I remember the film with Nigel Benn, and no one gave his dad a chance to get Nigel Benn. I certainly didn't. I know you may did, but I didn't give him much of a chance because I say he never fought no one beforehand. So I thought I didn't give him much of a chance. But you know, his dad proved everyone wrong, and he ended up stopping Benn. And it's the same with Groves. You know, Groves has been to America. You know, he's kind of did he prove himself in America? Kind of.
He hasn't. He hasn't done nothing international.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So he hasn't proved himself in America, but he's fought the best out of them. He's fought quite the best. He's fought Buddy Jack, Bute. Did he fought Bute? Did he fight Bute? I'm not too sure.
No, he didn't fight Bute.
He fought Buddy Jack. Who else did he fight in America?
Just Buddy Jack, really. He's fought in America before, but no names. No names, really.
Yeah.
Just Buddy Jack.
Who's the names Groves has fought? For Carl Froch twice, Buddy Jack, James DeGale.
Kenny Anderson was a good come-up fight.
Yeah, we're talking about
yeah, he was.
names, bro.
I'm trying to give him something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's a lot of names already, bro. Go ahead.
Like guys like Martin Murray, Fedor Shudanov, Jamie Cox, I think Eubank would have beat all them guys. You know? At super middleweight anyway. Like Martin Murray is one of his best wins at super middle. And he didn't look good in that. He didn't look good in that fight at all to me.
Yeah. Let's be true. Let's be honest. And that's why on form, Eubank on form, the Eldridge, who was undefeated, Arthur Abrahams, he just played with, and that's a former world champion, long reigning world champion. People say it was at the end of his tether, but bro, if Eubank stood there long enough, Eubank would have known something, bro. Man he could shift. Well, look at this. He gave Paul Smith a good fight. Boss up, you know what I mean? He gave Paul Smith a good pump, but you know, Arthur Abrahams can punch, man. Ask Jermaine Taylor, he can punch, though. That never went away, you know. So he can definitely punch, and that's good form of beating Arthur Abrahams. But talking about stylistically, George is a counter puncher or boxer. Eubank is what is Eubank? What kind of style is Eubank? He's adaptive, reactive.
Pressure fighter. He's a pressure fighter. He can box as well, though. But I mean, he likes to put pressure on your rib, ideally.
Yeah.
You know, and like with Arthur Abraham, he fought that Gilbert Ramirez, and that wasn't too long ago before Eubank fought him. Eubank looked better, in my opinion, against him. I thought Eubank looked better. Although Ramirez done a good job as well. And he's a WBO champion. So I think he keeps his shape well. His stamina's good. His chin seems to be good. And he'll need a good chin. If he's going to be throwing a lot of volume, he will need a good chin because Groves will catch him if he stays in the pocket looking for them extra 2-3 shots to really put it on Groves. He'll need a good chin, but he seems like he's got all them attributes. His punching power seems like it's improving. Like the reach is the same. People are saying Groves is a lot bigger, but Groves doesn't push people around the ring. He doesn't fight like that. He doesn't push people around the ring. He boxes. And
he doesn't use his size when he fights. Because of his wide stance, he actually makes him shorter. You know, he's more of an ambush puncher. He got that David Haye thing, trying to set you up with too hot. I mean, his whole thing is that I'm gonna hit him in the stomach. I'm gonna hit him in the ribs area, and he's gonna know he's gonna fight. But my thing is to Groves is that okay, let's say you hit him where you hit him, and he's still coming forward. He's still on you. You know, he's got the engine to just beat the shit out of you. You know what I mean? He like a little James. If you think about it, like James the Girl had that sort of volume, but George Groves was younger. Can George Groves deal with that sort of pace? And to be fair, when I saw James the Girl versus George Groves, I thought James the Girl won that fight. You know,
I thought the Girl won it as well. I did.
I thought he just moved him up, man. I thought he just out. But Groves did land some good shots, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for me. I think I worked him. You know, and in that respect, maybe the fight goes that way. In that respect,
and he's been hurt. Listen, right? Groves has been hurt all throughout his career. Kenny Anderson nearly had him out of it, right? The Scottish guy nearly had him out of there. DeGale, one fight later, he had him in trouble. So, about 3 or 4 times he had him in trouble. Like they were building up Groves to be a puncher, but DeGale was hitting him way harder than what Groves. Like DeGale's face was marked up, but it was DeGale that landed the serious power punches, I should say. Like he was on the so he was hurt there. Carl Froch knocked him out, stopped him twice on the truck, right? Badou Jack had him on the canvas, right? Fedor Shudanov was hitting him, teeing off on him. He didn't hurt him, or not really bad, but he caught Groves' attention. So Groves has been hurt on a few occasions. At 168, he's been hurt, and he's been tagged quite a bit. Eubank is in that same league, as far as I'm concerned right now, where he could tag Groves, hurt Groves, or put volume on Groves and put him under pressure.
Yeah.
Severe pressure. So, listen, Groves could win, but all this, listen, George Groves has been trying psychology, but pretending that he's not trying psychology. He says, well, you know, I'm a seasoned vet. I don't need to use psychology. He is using psychology. He's trying to say this is just a routine fight. This ain't a routine fight. You are fighting a supreme athlete in the prime of his career with his dad boosting him up and reinforcing how good he is and threatening to put people in the hospital who destroyed his first opponent in the Super Series, one of the best performances of the last year. No, this is not a routine fight. That is his attempt at psychology to try and negate Eubanks' threat. Eubanks is coming with a purpose. Now, whether he can do it or not, we don't know, because this is his Crossroads fight. He failed his first Crossroads fight against Saunders. So if he doesn't get this one right, it's not over, but it's a major setback.
Yes.
But no, like Eubank acknowledged this is his toughest fight. Groves is saying that this is like all right, fair enough. He's fought guys like Carl Froch, but for him to say this is just a regular fight, no, it's not just a regular fight. Hell no, it's not. Hell no.
Carl Froch picks Eubank. He said, Carl Froch picked this. He said Eubank will do him. That's on form. I think Carl Froch, George Groves done a really good job of just trying to dismiss Eubank as a gimmick and he's fake and all that stuff there. And the funny thing about it, as you can see, George Groves smiling. He was doing the same thing to Carl Froch. He got me, Carl Froch, you're not as good as you think you are. I'm gonna do this and that, and he was doing it actually. You know, he did knock him down, but he wasn't finishing. And at the end of the day, Carthroat put it on him and he on the back foot. When George is getting a punch in, but referees usually throw in. And Eubank took some sort of good shots on his chin against Spike O'Sullivan who can hit. And you know, Doran, I can't really say how hard he hits, but Abrams, I know he could punch, and that's what I was looking for. I was looking for to see what happened on Eubank, but Eubank didn't take nothing. He didn't take nothing. He said no. And with Groves saying he's got even when I interviewed Groves after the Cox, he said my hand speed is just as fast as Eubank's. Bruh, listen, I haven't seen it. When I watch him, I don't see hand speed. You know, I mean, I see timing. I see timing.
Yeah, he's fooling himself. He doesn't have the same speed, hand speed. Yeah, there's no way.
He's good timing though. He's got that kind of timing to thing. You know, when he's under pressure, he can. Under pressure, Groves can time you very well. He's like, now just jumped in. What's up, now?
Hey, what's going on? What y'all talking about?
Yeah, what's up, Nato, man? Yeah, he has good timing, but he's got, like, you know, when someone is relentless, you know, like you have to wait until someone slows up or shows some kind of vulnerability for that timing to work. And Eubank ain't really doing that. He ain't really doing that. He's able to, like, Eubank finishes fights really hard. He finishes hard, man. Yeah. I mean, Eubank don't. You name one fight where Eubank can finish slow. He finished like a train against Saunders. If that was a 15-rounder, he would have took him. I think
he would have took him. Absolutely, I think he would have took him. But you know what? I've been saying that, like, see, Groves. This is the perfect of Groves at this stage of his career is the perfect timing for Eubank. So again, Groves has been picked for Eubank. You see what I'm saying? Other than Eubank, Groves wouldn't want to pick Eubank if he was fighting. You know, his handlers would probably want to stay away from that. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I don't want to say that he's been picked. I mean, it's a tournament. This is what happens in a tournament. You know, you don't get a choice about who you fight.
No, I'm saying if Groves had his idea, he wouldn't want to fight Eubank. I don't think.
Yeah. I think I get what you're saying though. Like, hypothetically speaking, if it wasn't this format, then like it would be the perfect time to try and get him.
Yeah. But what's your take on it now? What's your take on the fight? Go ahead.
I mean, like I've been pretty consistent on it since it got signed, or at least for the last maybe couple months, because I just don't trust Groves' psychology, man. Like there's been moments ever since he first got knocked out by Froch where it's like he looks ready to give in. Like he looks like a little bit fragile when he has somebody really firing back at him, and Eubank's not going to stop firing back at him. You know, I could very well see Groves, you know, get a slight points advantage, like going into the mid rounds. But ultimately, I just don't know if he has the stamina, the pacing, and the will to keep up, you know, that pacing in the later rounds to keep Eubank from kind of being like almost like an oncoming tide. Because Eubank is one of those guys that even though he starts fast, he continually like ramps it up.
Yeah.
After every round, you know what I mean? So it's like you know, he'll start fast and then he'll go faster, and it's up to you to be able to keep a high pace along with him. And I mean, what Saunders kind of did was he took a little bit of the air out of the fight. That's the other thing you can do against him in order to try to negate that. But the thing is, Groves doesn't really do that. Groves will match force with force, speed with speed, power with power. And even though I do think that he's a slight bit quicker on that first shot than Eubank, I think Eubank is quicker in the combinations than Groves is. So ultimately, I think it winds up kind of evening itself out. And I just can't see Groves being able to keep up. Just it's not even necessarily a stamina thing. I think with him, it's almost like a mental thing. Like, and I have a feeling like he's gonna break down a little bit, like around the 9th or the 10th, and Eubank may either be able to get him out of there or he'll be able to snatch those last rounds and get the decision. So I have Eubank.
You made a great point there about Saunders taking the air out of the fight. That was a great point because what it is, Groves can box, maybe as well as Saunders, but Saunders is a boxer. Groves, if Eubank is putting it on Groves, Groves' ego is going to make him say, no, I ain't having that. I'm going to come back at him and show him.
Yep.
Saunders will do that. Saunders will stick to his game plan. Say, oh, yeah, you hit me, but I'm going to make you miss the next three.
Right.
That's a boxer. It's a proper boxer. That's someone who's thinking is unflappable. I'm sticking to my boxing. I'm not letting my ego get in the way and, yeah, I've got to get you back. And that is where that's another avenue what Eubank could exploit with Groves, you know.
Mr. Duck, How you doing?
What's up, guys? How you been?
How you been, man? Great, man. Good to have you over. You and now.
Good. Thanks.
Yeah, jump in, man. Give us your take, bro.
I think most of the points I would make have already been made, but I just add that for Groves, it's not going to be a question of trying to. He's going to lose if he tries to match pace, right? Or like raw punch output with Eubank Jr. He's got to hurt Jr. You know what I mean? To either get him to be tentative early on by hurting him, or just hurt him and get him out of there. Because you see, to me, the kind of ironically, the things that Junior has that Senior didn't, that are going to present problems for Groves. By the same token, he ain't got his dad's chin. At least I don't think so. What do you guys think? And I think that's where Groves has a chance, because he does have, I think, the kind of power to level a fight out like that.
I didn't know his dad's chin. Well, he hasn't shown no fragility around the chin yet. There's no fragility, no suggested.
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't necessarily fought a huge puncher yet either, but even Groves, even though he has that snap on his shots, he doesn't have just that built-in like thudding power. It's not like every shot that Groves throws has just, tons of force on it. It's really, he'll catch you with that speed, that explosiveness.
He's got the capacity. Okay, I get you. Yeah. It's not in every punch, but he has the capacity to, one punch.
If anything, it would be. I think that would be a worry in the early rounds when Eubank's not as warm. But I think if he's able to get the first few, say if Groves just goes out there, catches him in the first round, then the terms of the fight completely change. But if
that's what that's kind of what I'm. I guess that's what I'm getting at. He ain't going to be able to do what Saunders did, like you guys talked about. He ain't going to be able to match just sheer work rate. If he tries to match sheer work rate with you, Junior, he's playing right into his hands. He's got to make the kid. He's got to make the kid at least tentative. Sorry, go ahead. And I want just clarification. I'm not sure about his chin. You're right. We don't know. So I shouldn't have said it quite the way I did.
I believe basically Groves has to enforce power to win it. If he doesn't, I don't think he's going to outbox Eubank or outpunch him. I think his power, he definitely has the power to inconvenience Eubank, or if he gets it right, or if Eubank's chin isn't like his dad's, he definitely, So I believe Groves is going to have to look for some big shots and swing the fight around him. But then we'll see what Eubank's is. That's what I believe.
Yeah. That's the only way he's going to make Junior slow down, I think. If he really hurts him and puts that in his mind.
If you watch the Kenny Anderson fight, it wasn't just one shot. He was beating Groves up for a little while. But Groves turned it around. When he turned it around with Kenny Anderson, that's when I started giving George Groves props. I said, right, you turned that around. Because it looked like he was getting fucked up bad. He was getting messed up.
What you described there is kind of... That's kind of how I think this might play out if I had to lay money on it. Groves is probably going to, you know what I mean? He's going to eat a lot of punches. But if he levels it out, it's going to be like you say. He will have that chance, I think.
Yeah, it's a great fight, man. It's a great fight. It's a great fight to break down.
Yes, it is.
Everyone's having an opinion on it. Great fight to break down.
Meeks, do you think Junior's, willingness to let his hands go presents the opportunities for Groves to just punch with him? Or do you think Junior's going to be a little more conscious?
I think Junior's willingness to let his hands go will potentially end Groves' fucking career. That's what I believe.
Well, that could do too. That's absolutely true. It's a two-edged sword usually.
Well, I mean, ultimately, this fight, to me, it's almost going to be a head-on collision. I can't see Groves sticking to a game plan where he's boxing, he's trying to use length and stick and move type one shot, speed of his that he has. He has the ability to do it, but he doesn't have the capacity to stick to it. Is the point?
He wants to fight back, like I think you mentioned.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like I said, he can box, but Saunders is a boxer. If Groves is going to box, he's going to need athleticism to do it. He's going to need foot speed. And I think, if he doesn't have the foot speed in there, he could have all the power he wants. Eubank is just going to outbeat him to the punch. And he's going to just do as he pleases. And
Well, and the thing is, like Eubank's whole like way of fighting too, like in a mental sense, like he's like semi disrespectful in there, like as he's hitting you. And Groves he's a hothead. Like I mean, like just go off of like what you've seen of him in the past, regardless of if he's like all rah rah or not. He doesn't like that shit. So like he's gonna respond when Eubank touches him. He's gonna respond immediately, and that's gonna get him into trouble, I think.
He responds.
Yeah. I think it's almost like Morales against Barrera. You know what I mean? Morales probably could have outboxed Barrera, but he just hated him so damn much. He wanted to take his head off with every punch that he threw.
Yeah, I think early in the fight we're gonna see with the foot speed is gonna be one of the the early indicators of what's gonna happen. And if Eubank is fresher and faster, Groves are gonna be in big trouble. Big trouble.
Yeah, I got to be honest. My eyeballs tell me that. Go ahead.
If the foot speed is on Eubank's side and he's mobile with his head and stuff like that, Groves may have power, but he won't be able to set to land as he wants. That's the thing. He won't be able to set to land as he wants. So that's going to be very important with that foot speed. Who has control of that?
Yeah,
I think that's Junior all day, to be honest. Just eyeballing it.
Great fight, man.
I think it's a great fight. It's a very good, great technical fight. I mean, what the brother said because the brother's turning Sebastian Eubank, the Alchemist or whatever. He's turning pro. He's going to be fighting on the undercard of the event as well. He said my brother's pace. He went with George Gordon Kid. He said he sees Shane McGuigan throwing the towel in round 9. He said my brother will be able to outpace him, outwork him at every step, and all that. He can't keep up with that pace and rhythm. And I think that's that. They're in lines that Eubank's going to do. I mean, he's been doing it consistently, breaking the opponents down, trying to outwork them, just touching them up, frustrating them. You know what I mean? And this, but George will be in there, even if George is getting busted up. George will probably still be looking for that one punch. But if that's all he's got, right? If that's all George got, yeah, then bruh, he's in trouble, man. He's got a left hook and he's got a right uppercut to the stomach, innit? Or a right uppercut to the stomach, and he's got a straight right. But when he throws it, because of his stance, it takes time for him to throw that punches because it's the way his stance and his balance is. Where Eubank is built in, he's got perfect balance to land blistering quick shots and get out. You know?
Yeah. And Shane McGuigan as well. I'm not sure about Shane McGuigan. I'm just not sure about it. I'm not sure. Jury's out.
Well, he ain't proven.
That's fair. That's fair.
What with Frampton? He ain't done nothing with Frampton now. What?
Yeah. The jury's out. Right? Like Josh Taylor looks good against O'Hara Davis, and give credit on that one. But jury's out, man.
The piece is funny enough. You don't rate Shane McGuigan as a trainer?
Not too sure.
And we got to try not to hold Barry against him, you know.
This would be a great test of that. This would be a great test of that. How he reacts to Groves when everything's going down. Because this is going to be an action fight, man. Like I can't see this being an adult fight. This is going to be an action fight.
Yeah, it's almost certain to start fast, at least.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? It depends, man. Well, I've never seen Eubank in a boring fight, so I don't see it being a boring fight. So, yeah, I don't see it. And that's where Eubank could come apart because, see, Groves has got to you got to study your opponent. Eubank don't like being in boring fights. Yeah, you don't like being in boring fights. I think Groves needs to fight like timing. He needs to time Eubank. That should be his main thing, timing. Good power shots and keep him honest. Like, okay, you don't want to charge in no more, no?
Yeah.
He needs to have him second guessing himself rather than just bowling forward like he likes to do.
Yeah, and the uppercut. See, the thing is, he got perfect shot for that right uppercut, that left uppercut he does because Groves always leans down. You know what I mean? Because what Groves does in the clinches, he leans away from the clinches so he can throw that right uppercut into your ribs. You know what I mean? As Eubank's doing his flurries, Groves would say, I'm going to time him. But Groves, see Groves, what is the thing about Groves? When you touch Grove and his skin marks up quick. His skin marks up very quickly. So if you see, Eubank could just touch him around his face, and the man's face might be just melting. And that alone would just hearten you.
Oh, man. Some Jorge Linares.
Yeah. You see Groves' face is just melting. And even though Groves is not hurt, his face is looking melting. Almost to the point the skin is dropping off. Have you ever seen the Razors and Locks Up? When they open the casket and
the guys' faces are all melting off and shit. UJ. Very good.
You see the fresh, you see that's what Eubank does here. Eubank will just be touching
you're gonna open up the arc on him, huh?
That's another thing what people have missed about his skin's tender. His skin's very tender, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just another reason I think it's going to be incumbent on Groves to like try and put it on Eubank as soon as possible. He can't let him start, just letting his hands go and getting greedy and getting away with it.
I think McGuigan and Groves, I think they forgot about their tender skin. Eubank has never been marked up, not really, and he's never been back. And he's fresh, he's hungry. He has his dad. The legacy, everything's there laid out for the young man. He's going to be great. He has to win this fight. Groves didn't want to engage with him and just trying to dismiss him as something. And I think that's a good way with Groves. Because you know what? On the mind games, if you engage Eubank, I think Eubank would have got the better of it. Groves tried to not engage with him and try to kind of dismiss him and got little things. I think he tried to get at his dad. And I think his dad did a good job of not being at the final press conference as well. Because Groves was going to take his dad apart. Start trying to get his dad involved and try and get Eubank unhinged. Start saying, well, look at your dad over there talking about people. You made references to the referee that he needs to look at what the referee needs to be mindful. I think that's disgusting. I think Groves would have went straight there because the dad was on the top table, and Groves couldn't do it. So he's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? So I think that's why Eubank felt he won that bit, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. But psychology, man. Like Groves trying to say that this is a routine fight. No, it's not. It's not actually. It's not a routine fight.
Did he really say that?
Yeah.
That's some smack talk. Yeah, that's smack talk. He's got to know better than that.
What you got? What's you and now, Doc? Do you think Groves said Eubank's a gimmick? He said it's a gimmick. Do you think he's a gimmick? He's an Instagram boxer. That's what
What's he mean by that? I mean, is he saying he's fake?
He's just on Instagram showing his clips. He ain't really doing.
They used to say Larry Merchant used to call his dad fake. I'll leave it at that.
Really?
And he proved yes. And Larry Merchant, after the first Carl Thompson fight, he said, he said it out loud on HBO Live. He's like, I thought he was a phony for the longest, and he proved me wrong tonight, and then some.
Why do they have to get beaten to prove people wrong? That's
old ass HBO Larry Merchant. That's how he rolled at that time. That's what he became. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just pointing out. You know what I mean? Where I heard that.
It's like Floyd has to take. It's like maybe Floyd has to lose before everyone can. Ali had to lose, but Ali had to lose a couple of fights before anyone had to say he was the greatest, even though he said he was the greatest. Why? You know what I mean? Like, dude.
I'll throw just a theoretical counterpoint at EJ. I do think that's part of it, but I also think that part of it gets magnified by the fact that we're also dealing with something that increases over time. Even if they didn't, retire mashed up after 10 years, they're going to be more appreciated because we have perspective. If you get me.
Yeah.
But then so you add the fact that people are going to appreciate them more over time in general. And then you add, like, say, this people that are like, oh, now that he's taking a beating, I can respect him. Then it may look worse, look a bit worse than it is. That's all.
You got people like Sam Lamford and Jack Johnson, and they, like, 100 years after they're dead, they get mad respect. Bro, when they were living their life, bro, it must have been hard. Peter Jackson, it must have been hard. But what, they got respect after they're dead? Like they knew they were good. Why don't you give them the accolades where they're alive and well? And you know what I'm saying? Like with Eubank, yeah, I think Eddie Hearn made some references to him that he would have been better on Sky, a bigger platform. But when me and Beats talk about ITV is a bigger platform. You know, being on ITV, Eubank gets the benefit of going on the local shows, Good Morning Britain, and all these shows that he wouldn't have an opportunity to on Sky. More like football. What's the football one in the morning? Probably the one that no one probably watches. You know, unless you got Sky Sports. But most people have got ITV, and Eubank is on ITV, building up his fights. He'll be on there after he wins the fight. You know, promoting himself and that. And I think if anyone was to build himself, it's just to be on ITV, and I think they're making ITV the place for a lot of boxers. I'll tell you what, with the Sowlins, 1 minute. See with the Sowlins, the promoter right there behind the thing. He to me, he struck the lottery. He's got fighters. Look, he's got two of the hottest young guys. He's got Callum Smith as well. I mean, he doesn't have them, but he has them. But I think Eddie Hearn might be nervous that all these guys went, you know what? I'm gonna go side with the Sowlins. I think Eddie Hearn's monopoly of the board might be changing if this World Series does very well. What's your guys' takes?
I hadn't thought of that. That's very, very, very astute observation.
In Europe, I think so. I think his monopoly of running the board might be a thing. The only thing, if you look at Eddie Hearn's stable, all he's got is Joshua. The biggest name on his thing is Joshua, and Tony Bellew and what's his name again? Kell Brook. But what? Look at the Sowlins got. The Sowlins got George Groves. I think Eubanks might stay with the Sowlins and stay with ITV. I think why would you not? And then they're gonna go forward and call James DeGale, because James DeGale is a free agent. I think he's a free agent. Can go with Al Heyman. He's with Al Heyman. He'll jump onto ITV willingly because he'll be a bigger platform. Go ahead.
Here's the thing though, like in terms of Eddie losing the market, I don't think he'll lose the market. I think there's enough for a few people to eat in Europe. That's the thing. So there's just a good demand for boxing out here. I think people would just be glad that there's more competition, and it would just be good for boxing in Europe. I think this tournament has been excellent. This tournament has been really good.
Yes. Did Eddie put many people in that? Did he put any fighters or not in the tournament? Either one of them? I honestly don't know.
Callum Smith and Jamie Cox. Never heard of Jamie Cox before. A lot of hype came from that Jamie Cox guy. I never heard of him before.
Do you think what you were alluding to, EJ, could potentially pressure Eddie to maybe put a couple more fighters into the next World Boxing Super Series that comes around?
Well, listen.
Yeah. The only thing is, though, he'll probably want to do some of the cards himself rather than be on ITV. What I'm not getting, though, in America is how HBO or Showtime haven't gotten on the action. Like, they haven't broadcast none of the fights. No, at all.
Oh, it's crazy, yeah.
Go Americans, man. And Sowlins are basically European. Ringstar, they're basically European. And maybe because Rishi Schaefer's involved.
You can watch it online for free. All you got to do is sign up at their website. So maybe that kind of.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that was something that they did after. That was what they did after the fact, though, Mr. Doc. When they couldn't get any
okay. I didn't
television rights or whatever, they just did it themselves.
Well, still, somebody like an NBC or some channel like that is where I think it should be.
And the thing is, now it might be too late, because now that the fact that they've been putting on YouTube and stuff like that, this is what I've been talking about for years now. That
stations won't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been saying it for years now, like overseas promoters or promoters, just in general, when you don't have a TV deal in place for a particular country or a particular area, just put the shit online and put some ads on it, and you'll recoup the money, at least in that fashion. And that's what they've been doing, and I think they've probably been really successful at it, because there's a lot more buzz around this than there has been about a lot of other fights and events and stuff. I think a large part of it is because of the fact that people know what they're going to get next. And then, it's easy to follow because of the fact that, they just toss it up on YouTube, and they have the pre-fight stuff just like 24/7, and they have the post-fight stuff, they show the before, during, and after. You get the entire story about what's going on.
Yeah, they do.
It's
madness. It's madness. Yeah. It's madness that it's not on TV over here, because to me, it's the ideal, or the closest to ideal presentation boxing can give to the American sports consumer, especially the, quote unquote casual boxing and or sports.
It is, Mr. Doc, but
it's easy to follow. What's
really
happening. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's a lot of people that don't really schedule programming like that anymore, though, too. There's a lot of people that strictly watch stuff online more so than TV. I mean, even like myself, I watch way more shit online than I do on TV.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's an actual TV show or whether it's just snippets and channels of people talking about whatever. You know, like I watch way more stuff online than I do like on my phone and on my laptop or whatever than on an actual television set. You know,
but no matter what you do it on,
I think it's entirely possible that they may be winning new fans because like even like a big part of what got a lot of my fandom, like my hardcore fandom in boxing started, was back when YouTube first started, back in 2006, because people would just upload all these old fights, like just, you know, randomly. So I just go from one fight to the next, to the next, to the next, you know, just watching through the history of what's happened, you know, and so I'd be willing to bet there's probably a lot of, like, you know, kids, teenagers, what have you, that are out there that are watching, that are probably being able to be exposed to these fights because of the fact that it's so easily accessible. And they might be very, very loyal to the World Boxing Super Series brand if it carries on as a brand because of that.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, in a way, I mean, not to the networks, but in a way, overall, it doesn't really matter what medium the American sports fan uses to watch it, as long as they get access to it. I think they'll find it appealing because, like I say, they know, you know what I mean, who's fighting who next, when, and all that.
Look, man, the tournament has been excellent, man, because, you know, the Super Series, the Super 6, Super Middleweight, it took too long. But this tournament here, it started next year, and, you know, soon there'll be winners in two tournaments, in 2 weight classes. You know what I mean? It's been excellent, man. And, like, you know, and you see, the fact that America hasn't been on the pulse, and they've been struggling, like, really, with boxing, competing with the other sports. I think I'm not saying it signals the end, but America is not really a big player in not the fighters. I'm not saying the fighters are crap, but in boxing presentation, they're just not a big player no more. It's not, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That has to
been saying. Yep.
I mean, what are we waiting for in America? Canelo and Golovkin, is that it? I'm not saying it's a bad fight, but fuck's sake, man.
Sure.
Yeah, and that shit's drug on for what, 3 years? It seems like 5 years. You know, for 2 fights. I know it's been less than that, but it just feels that way. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I was theorizing the other day. Somebody mentioned it to me. They were wondering what Danny Jacobs is going to do with Eddie Hearn. So I'll run this guy by you guys, see what you think. It's just, you know, a thought. Do you think Jacobs might possibly try an angle for the Saunders fight to cut off the Canelo Golovkin winner at the pass, so to speak? So he can be the, you know, they got to go through him to get undisputed. You get me? Since they don't want to give him a, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think?
Eddie was talking about all this. Well, Danny earns so and so in a fight these days, so organising that might be bit, and all that stupid shit there. I'm thinking, what kind of fucking answer is that? You know what I mean? People are asking about the fight, and you're telling us how much Danny's fucking earning. Negotiate the fucking fight, you prick.
Yeah. Eddie's on some bullshit, bro. You're gonna get called up because listen, we come from the same thing. Resume, trying to be the best in your division, a Hall of Famer. That's your goals. I understand in that process you get a lot of money, but your money comes and goes. What people remember is your great fights, man. And if you look at Eddie's resume, the only one fight I can see that he had on his resume is, I think, when Carl Froch knocked out Butte. I mean, but Carl Froch came from somewhere. But Joshua and Klitschko, I think that's his signature. I'm probably Bellew and David Hay. But that's not like a groundbreaking fight. You get me? It's more or less a crossroads fight. But I think Joshua Klitschko is like his standalone biggest event in terms of the whole world worldwide. But
the Lucian Butte fight that turned around Sky's fortunes. That turned it around totally.
Yeah,
that was the start of the you know, the success. You know, that one there.
Well, this is the thing. Carl Froch didn't want to fight George Groves, but Barry Heard insisted it because I insisted on a local derby, and it was good for George Groves. But Carl Froch wanted to go to America and which, you know what I mean. So he wanted to go back to America and have his fights in Vegas against Chavez, which I didn't understand why. But that fight never happened. I mean, Carl Froch is an idiot because I remember Sakio Bika was there and he had the WBC belt. He could have got all 3 belts and been the undisputed undisputed champion at the time, so he didn't want to do that either. They were just sitting there picking until they had nothing there. Joshua saying if he beats Parker, they're gonna have a rematch. Give Parker a rematch straight away.
Not stupid. You can't say it's silly. I mean, Sakio Beak is not an easy fight, and it's not big money either. You get rough.
Legacy,
yeah, man. Even if you beat Sakio Bika, odds are you were getting beat up. If you get
Well, and here's the thing.
All the belts, though. Get all the belts.
Here's the thing, though, too. EJ. Like with regards to Parker, like I can't really speak to his level of fame, you know, down in Australia, New Zealand, etc. But I mean, it's entirely possible that's actually just a fine deal that they made with him because of the fact that he's bringing the belt there, and you know he has enough clout, and he could have basically said fuck off and just, you know, had some more easy defenses while making just as much money as he otherwise would have in this one fight against Joshua too.
Yeah, well, they're cashing in, and they're trying to make a good that little prick David Kiggins, whatever, trying to make a good show. Can't stand that dude. Trying to say Joshua's weak, mentally weak, and Joshua, you know what I mean? We're trying to get in people's head. But this, look, like Pete said, it's just the changing of the guard for America. And because, look, the biggest star in America still is, even though he's not fighting, is Mayweather. It's the biggest star. Canelo still hasn't when Canelo came to England, it was like, oh, okay, Canelo. I mean, De La Hoya's people making a big thing more than if Canelo walked the streets of London, I don't think he'll get mobbed. I just don't think he'll get mobbed, bro. That's just my opinion.
Look. There's 2 unification tournaments going on in the world. America don't have no pugilistic interest in none of them. That Rob Brown. They have a WBC heavyweight champion who's going to fight in a couple of weeks. Where's the press conferences? Where's the fucking build-up? Where's the thing? All you get is Wilder talking about Joshua. That's all I hear, right? So right there, and like, how much people are going to turn up to see that? How much people are going to turn up to see Ortiz?
I'm turning up.
I think there's going to be a fair number of people.
How many seats are they going to try and fill? And I'll tell you how many I think they will. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's in New York.
Hold on, are they going to get a 20,000 audience?
Yeah, I think they could do that.
Okay. Is it in the small room or the main?
Has Wilder done 20,000?
No, it's in.
Has Wilder done 20,000?
It's at Barclays.
No, I'm just asking. Has he done 20,000 before?
I don't think so. If I had to guess,
know.
I don't know. But if I had to guess, I'd blame money on it.
Why are you so positive that this one's going to do that? Then?
Because this is much more of a litmus test than anything that he's fought before.
Are they talking about that fight in America? You guys live there. Are they talking in the mainstream about that fight? No.
Well, I mean, in the mainstream, they don't talk about anything with regards to boxing. To be fair.
Well, that's the answer. I mean, no need to filibuster. The answer is no.
Yeah, the American heavyweight champions fighting, and even that doesn't even wiggle the radar at all. So that should really sum everything up for you.
Right. This is what I'm saying. So it's kind of like me in England. I was watching American boxing. I've never seen it this weak in terms of its business mode. Never seen it. Like it's just fucking useless, man. I'm waiting for Canelo and Golovkin. That fucking hype job. Golovkin.
Hey, I got a number for you though, Beats. I got a number for you though. 16,533 is what Deontay did for Stavern the second time.
How about 16?
Okay. How much does Barclays hold?
16.5. 16.5. You know, I'm not sure. That's what I'm looking up.
That's not 20 though. Still not 20. There's still 4 short of 20.
He might be able to, if he did that on his last fight, he might be able to scrape 20 because he only needs 4,500.
The capacity the capacity for basketball is 19,000.
20,000
they should
be a guaranteed sellout for a WBC heavyweight champion. We shouldn't be asking whether he's going to do it or not. That should be a guaranteed sellout.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it should be.
Bottom line.
Yeah, you're right.
And
well,
especially on TV,
especially when you consider the co-feature is Jamal Trello, and a fight puncher, and he's fighting against a fellow bona fide puncher in Hugo Centeno. I mean, Charlo's definitely heavily favored in that fight, but still, like that adds at least a little bit to it. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just a shit undercard and then it's only the main.
Who's he fighting though? Who's Charlo fighting?
Hugo Centeno.
Who?
The guy that knocked out Aleem.
Say his name again?
Hugo Centeno, the dude who knocked Emmanuel Aleem out. Remember Aleem? He knocked out Kaitrov out.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I see Aleem that knocked out Kai. I know who you're talking about.
Kaitrov was that Ukrainian dude that. Kaitrov was that Ukrainian dude that like everybody was saying like, oh, Golovkin needs to fight this guy next and blah blah blah. And Emmanuel Aleem.
Yeah, he was on the White Burners. Kaitrov was there.
I ain't never heard of him, bro. I ain't never heard of him. That's why I ain't never heard of him.
Because he got smashed by this Aleem guy that.
I ain't never heard of him. I know, bro. I'm in England. I don't know who they are. I know Benavides, bro. I never heard. I never heard them do this. There's some guys in America right now. And like, bro, like, man, don't know who they are. Like, I remember, like, there's a girl she was looking. I think she went to the Chamberlain and the Coley fight, and they saw Carson Jones, and she's from America. She goes, "Who the fuck is this bum in the ring?"
No.
Yeah. She's from America. Wow. That's Carson Jones. I never heard of him. Where's he from? Oklahoma. I'm in the States. I ain't never heard this bum. And like Eddie Hearn was big in this guy. I remember when they announced it. Finally, Kell Brook is fighting a big name. Finally, we've got him over here. Finally, we're gonna let you know. They had it on Sky Studios toe to toe when they go ringside, and it's gonna be Carson Jones. Everyone's like, who? Who? Carson Jones, a dangerous guy from America. Eddie Hearn's deep, bro. Like that. No one knows who he is, man. Like Eddie, listen, man.
That almost blew up in Eddie's face, man. That was actually a hell of a fight. That was a hell of a fight.
I'll teach him a lesson because at least no one ever heard of Carson Jones, right? And this is what's going in boxing. And the people are just trying to hold on to stuff. And then before, like, I was at the press conference with Lawrence Coley and Ida Chamberlain, and Eddie just looked doomed because he thought we was just gonna roast him. But no one had the balls to pull it on Eddie. No one had the balls to pull it on it and say this was one of the worst fights in British history. Do you understand? This fight was sick. People are leaving. What do you think about that? No one wanted to say that, right? Because they turned the lights down in the press conference. When I got in there, they had the lights dimmed down. You know what I mean? There wasn't no bright lights in the press conference.
Like it's a funeral wake or something.
It's like, bro, you know what I mean? Just look happy and just drag out there. And Eddie was said, if anyone talks shit, make sure we take their media credentials. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, Eddie's deep now. This Eddie Hearn's deep now. He's a deep guy, bro. Oh dear.
Kell Brook in that fight against Carson Jones just looked to me like he literally had never fought. He looked like he'd never ever fought a roughhouse fighter in his life.
That's why
he had no idea what to do.
That's why he got beat up, man. That's why he got beat up against Errol Spence, man. That's what Errol Spence did. He called himself the truth. He wants to fight names. I knew he was going to stop Peterson. You know, he's trying. You know what I'm saying? He's going to buy it, bro. He means business, Errol Spence, and he's doing what fighters should do. And this day, even look, you can say Oscar De La Hoya, right? I criticize Oscar about some opponents, but not all of them, yeah. But Oscar said, I want to fight the best names. I want to fight the best out there. I want to go there. And that's why people remember Oscar. I know Oscar's like, for whatever reason now, but he want to fight the best out there. That's what it's about. It's always been about that, you know? It's always been about, the bar has been set, and anyone who's not living up to that bar, you're going to get thrown to the wolves, right? And Nui, let's talk about Inoue. And now it's there. Inoue, bro. What's he doing? And now he needs to come up.
They're trying to. They're finalizing a fight between him and McDonald now.
I'm abstaining from this one. Yeah, I'll just listen.
Listen, that's not cutting it, bro. That's not cutting it against McDonald.
How is that not cutting it? Jamie McDonald's the defending champion.
Bro.
No. He has the lesser tier belt. Right? Let's explain that.
Okay. So you think Ryan Burnett is gonna fight Inoue?
That's not the point, but you tried to say that he doesn't have the main belt. Jamie don't have the main belt, right?
Okay.
Right. And he came out of Superfly without fighting Cuadras, Gonzalez, Rumvasai, Estrada,
right?
Didn't
Yeah.
fight.
Who are all? Okay, go ahead.
When all the names came there, all the names are there sitting there right there. He come with his American debut.
Yeah, all the names are there fighting for the WBC belt.
No, but he's there. Like he's regardless as the number one in that division. He beat Oman Navaya. He's the number one. He comes to America. Everyone, the super light division is getting promoted, right? He's there, and then straight when the fights, he could fight someone of them dudes there, any of them, because any of them, he jumps out in the division. Like
Can he?
Yeah,
can he?
Yes, he can. Why can't he?
Because they're all fighting for the WBC. That's why.
No. After they fight, they have to wait a bit, and then they can fight, man. He ain't fighting no.
So how long is he supposed to wait, EJ? He's been waiting for years now.
Let me ask you a question, right? This dude was at light fly, right? He jumped right past fly when Chocolate was the man there, right? When he could have made you one Francisco Estrada, he jumped right past Chocolito, or Annette Rumwang, all them dudes there jumped right past them. Even Joe Shamin jumped right past there into the division that no one was there. Now everyone's in the division.
Yeah, he jumped right past him to fight Narvaez at a time when Narvaez versus
he's done that now.
At a time when Narvaez versus Gonzalez would have been considered a 50-50 fight. That would have been considered a 50-50 fight back when he did that.
Man, listen, bro. And then now he's in a division where all the dudes are there. It don't take that long. You can take a stay busy fight, whatever you need to do, and then wait and fight one of them big names and be solidified, bro. Chocolate pound for pound, right? I understand with the second situation, fine. But fucking one Frisco, you can wait to see the winner of one Frisco Estrada and wrong side. Fucking no, come on. Let's get it on.
So he'll wait. Okay, so he'll wait till the fall, and then it'll wind up being stated that, the winner of Estrada versus Wrong Vasai is going to fight Quadras next. And then he's waiting until 2019. How long is he supposed to wait?
Why would you go in there? The best fights in there? Why you? Well, so he's going out to fight Madonna, right? So listen, Madonna, bro, he's not getting no credit, bro. It's not happening.
He's not getting no credit being Madonna.
He's not getting none.
Madonna's all that, yeah.
Nah.
The last few fights are really laborious. No.
I'm not saying McDonald's a great fighter. I mean, I think that kind of got exposed against Solis, like you're referring to. But he's.
The fight was made.
Listen, Nauta.
What's Tete?
One second. What fight at bantamweight would give Inoue? All right. What fight would give Inoue the real credit he deserves and is worthy of his skill set that they've been hyping up? What fight? What's the fight now? So come on, just be honest. Louis Neri. What is the fight? What's the fight?
Louis Neri.
Come on.
Louis Neri.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna mention the South African.
The guy that got popped.
You're not gonna mention the South African.
You mean that? Wait, hold on. Zelani Tete would give him a fair bit of credit, but Neri is a higher tier of fighter than Tete.
That answer there is a bullshit answer, and you know it's a bullshit answer. You're talking a two-weight champion who's knocking everybody out, right? Knocking out people regular, and you come and say Louis Neri, you're drunk. No, you're bullshitting.
How am I bullshit? How am I bullshit? Neri beat the man. He beat the man. Yamanaka's the man. Or he was the man. Or still is, according to some people. But who did Tete beat that's so much above Yamanaka then in order to beat all this guy that Inoue has to fight? I mean, last I checked, Tete is actually still fighting his leftovers.
Hold on. Louis Neri beat Yamanaka. I didn't the guy. What's the guy from Costa Rica? Didn't he beat him? He didn't beat Yamanaka. It wasn't Thingy. It was the guy with
Moreno.
No, the guy with the blonde hair. Didn't he beat Yamanaka? It was him who knocked out Yamanaka, wasn't it?
No. You're talking about
super fly. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You're talking about super featherweight. You're talking about Corrales.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. You knocked out Yamanaka.
Basically, you just proved that you're a fanboy and you're protecting the fact that you didn't even say
I'm not a fanboy. You said Beats. You said name Beats. You said name the single fighter. Beats.
That's how you be trying to protect him, right?
You said name the single fighter. Beats.
Oh, I think you will.
Beats. You said name the single fighter. I named the single fighter that is head and bullshit. I'm not bullshit.
Tete, everyone knows.
I'm not bullshitting. Last I checked, Tete did duck Rigondeaux. Last I checked, he He did win a vacant title. He didn't defeat a champion to win that belt. He didn't move up and knock out Marvin Tapales to win that belt. He got it handed to him after beating Major Arroyo.
The most dangerous guy in the division is Alane Tete. He's the most dangerous guy. That's what we're talking about. The most dangerous guy. Solidify. He said he's the most dangerous guy in the division. Everyone knows it. Like
he's not.
Nah, EJ. It's Jamie McDonald, bro. It's Jamie McDonald.
I never said Jenny McDonald was more dangerous than Tete. I never said that. I never said that. I never said that. But guess what? Tete can't even fight him because he has to fight Narvaez. If he doesn't fight Narvaez, he's getting stripped.
Narvaez don't want to fight him. Narvaez don't want to fight him. That's what we're hearing. Narvaez don't want to fight him.
What are you talking about?
Frank Warren said that.
EJ, the fight got pushed back because of Tete, not because of Narvaez.
Yeah, Frank Warren. That's what Frank Warren said. I'm only going by what Frank. Well, I hope it happens. But listen, this is the thing about anyway, right?
No, EJ, you hope it doesn't happen. You know why? Because then if Narvaez basically says, fuck it, I'm not going to fight him, that opens the door for Inoue to fight him after McDonald.
Well, listen, all I'm saying is this now, right? Inoue has been boosted for a long time, yeah? But all he's got really in 2 years, one guy we know, and that's it, bro. Like it's not happening. The guy, and right now, all the other little guys, all they're bashing each other. He basically was there. He could play and he mix in, but it's all good. We'll see what happens.
Well, that's the thing. If he goes in there and he fights McDonald, then he fights Tete, then he fights Neri, guess what? That's just
you know what? I tell you what, yeah, I'm gonna put money on McDonald, bro. I'm gonna play because you see McDonald. I don't know what it is about him. He beat Kameda, right? He got something about them Japanese fighters, you know. I don't lie to you, bro.
Kameda is not as good as Inoue.
He was good. No, Kameda was pretty good.
He's a good fighter. But he's not as good.
I thought he would win that fight. I put money on McDonald because I couldn't believe the odds, right? And he beat him twice, yeah. So if that fight happens, I'm putting money on thing because right now, in a way, he fighting McDonald. Nah, bro. I know the monster and all that stuff. That bro, like, listen. Listen. If he loses, he deserves it. That's what I'm saying. If he loses, he deserves it. Should know better. Stay in your weight class. You there. You the man. All the guys are down there. So he loses. But I'm not on this. If he goes to knock out McDonald, I guess I'll keep quiet. I'll keep quiet. If he knocks him out, I'll keep quiet at this point. But I like him to fight Tete. Tete is the most dangerous guy for me. So we leave that one and move on. Umar, what's up, Ben? Umar. I guess he's on mute.
What's up, man?
How you doing, brother, man? Yeah, we're talking about like George Groves fighting the Eubanks. Chime in, bro. How you see that fight going?
I told you I got Eubank Jr., man.
Go ahead, man. Elaborate.
I told you because he's black.
That's Umar simple.
Nah, I'm just fucking around, man. That was a joke from last night. Nah, man, George Groves. I've never been that much of a believer in George Groves to begin with. I know he got power and I know he can box well, but I just think that if Eubank Jr. fights at the work rate he's been fighting at, he should be able to get a points decision. I don't think he's going to stop him or nothing, but he should be able to get a points decision. But he's got to keep his work rate up. He has to switch it up. Or fighting from the outside and the inside. He's got to move around a lot and just wear him down, man. George Groves' stamina has never been that great to begin with.
Good point, man. I see that. What round you got?
I got a UD.
Yeah. I can see that, Umar. Possibly. I got people in the chat. Fair shake, cornbreak. And we got what's his name? Comma 09. Hey, Nato, you see the chat?
Cornbread's a bitch.
Yeah.
Read it out now. I haven't heard Cornbread for a while. Go ahead now. Read it out, man.
Well, he said probably Groves just got nothing to tell with Eubank. Fair Shake says Groves' inside game is kind of sloppy. That's where Eubank will prevail. Mm-hmm. And Copen09 says, does Eubank have good footwork / foot speed to negate Groves' foot speed? Groves has the footwork advantage.
Groves has the footwork advantage.
I don't necessarily think so. I think.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'd say I think Groves' feet might be a little bit quicker than Eubank's. But honestly, I don't think they're fast enough to keep Eubank off him. I think Eubank's closing speed is I mean, I want to say as good as anybody's in the game, but it's definitely good enough to stay in Groves' chest pretty much whenever he wants to. That's the way that I feel about it. I mean, he may eat something as he gets in there, but I think he'll be able to do it.
Groves does not have faster feet than Eubank Jr. He does not.
You know when we talk about faster feet, in my opinion, as a coach, amateur, I'm talking about balance. The balance of the liver power. Groves has a very wise.
That's technique, EJ, is what I think you mean. There's technique, and then there's just your raw foot speed.
Eubank has precise balance. Like every punch is delivered with maximum pressure and thing. With Groves and on his wide stance, yeah, it's like a telegraph. You know what I mean? You see it coming. Like if you can see the punches actually coming. If you're trying to fight with him, then he can pick you, and that's what he does. He's a sharpshooter. But if you more or less you can see Groves coming. You know what I mean? Like it's easy. Like it's easy. He gets a couple of punches, but he's got deceptive. He's got the. I'll give him deceptive speed. But Eubank,
he's not going to beat you to the punch. He's not going to beat Eubank to the punch on speed.
He's more just cut the ring off and pressure and feint. Use feints to make you throw something so he can counter what you're doing and put it on you. And then when he sees you hurt, it will just throw it on you. It put it on you. Like it just look, man. This is a great fight because he's got so many answers. Can Eubank overcome? I mean, this is in my opinion Eubank's signature fight. This is his signature fight. This is his second chance at it.
I agree.
He has to win this fight. If he can't get past Groves, bro, it's calamity, bro. It's just straight calamity into the bottle, everything, bro. Like fucking losing his hair. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, bro. This is calamity. He has to. There's no ifs or buts because after he beats him, I think Jurgen Bremer is easy for Eubanks, you know, and I think Callum Smith will be easy for him as well because Callum's wide, he's big and clumsy, but Eubanks should be able to outwork him. I mean, how you guys see Eubanks getting past Groves against Jurgen Bremer and thing or Callum Smith? Because I think Jurgen Bremer might win. I think Jurgen Bremer is going to beat Callum Smith.
I'll tell you what, man. Callum Smith is so slow. I didn't realize he was that slow.
Yeah, he's slow, yeah.
Took a lot of fight there, man. Fucking slow.
Yeah.
You know? And you see, like, if he gives a technician too much time to start getting his stuff off, it could be an upset, man. But, you know,
Where's that fight taking place?
Eubank to win.
In his next country, Germany. Yeah, go, Beats.
Germany.
Yeah, Germany, man. He didn't want to go there.
Bremer's gonna win it. Bremer's gonna win it.
I got
Bremer's gonna win it, man.
Yeah. Why you say it now? Go tell us why you think that now.
Well, and like I mean, on top of the fact that I mean, there's the the reputation that Germany has with regards to scoring, but Bremer's actually a pretty good fighter. I mean, he's solid. You know, he has a lot of like kind of solid fundamental skills, and like as Beats was alluding to with Smith, like he's got some kind of raw strength to him, but yeah, he kind of lacks something. It's like he lacks a sense of urgency, and he's not, especially quick as well. So it's not like he's really making use of the tools that he has in order to get through. I just see Bremer being able to outpoint him, man. I think Smith is going to be playing catch up the entire fight.
It sounds like
the fact that it's in Bremer's hometown, Smith would have I think would have to win. 8-4 to get the decision.
Yeah, that's nothing. Yeah, they know they're gonna lose, man. They know they're gonna lose. I ain't gonna lie, they know they're gonna get pumped up. Now he gonna go ahead, Beats.
You know what it is with Callum Smith, man? It's that Gallagher, man. Like Smith tucks up. Like I see in the last fight, he does that, and like he was waiting for a late finish, and he got away with it last time. Like he finished stronger than Skogman, but like as for him setting up openings and opening someone up, nah, bro. Nah. He's never gonna be like a world beat. He's never he might win a few good fights. He's never gonna be a world beat. Never.
I don't think so either.
Just doesn't have the dynamics. He just doesn't have it.
I agree. I think, and a lot of time, I think on Sky, they're talking about, and what is this thing in this day and age? The vernacular, he's big and strong for the weight. Like when the people, what is it, a new age thing? Where people are not talking about people's skill set. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they're talking about people who are big and strong at the weight. Like that's gonna get you through the fight. Like what's his skills like? If you look at people who can fight, right? They're very skillful. If you look at Khalid, yeah, like he's only 5'6", yeah, dude, his skill set was so high. Didn't matter who he was fighting. If you didn't know how to box, he'll beat the shit out of you, bro.
Well, even guys that are big and strong at a weight have to have a certain degree of skill in order to make size, make use of that size and that strength.
Yeah.
See, what you said there is bang on point, EJ. Like this new school vernacular. Oh, he's big and strong. And the other thing they talk about, weight bullying. Listen, if someone's big and they can't fight, they're getting beaten up. They're just more them to hit. That's what's going to happen. It's just more.
Hey,
and if you make the weight, you make the weight.
Y'all remember Ty Fields and Monty Barrett?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. I remember
Ty
that.
Fields was big as shit and didn't help him.
Weight bully. It's like when you go to a club and you see a bouncer and he's pushing everyone around because people don't want to fight. You got the little dude who's a boxer. And the little dude, what you push, what? And the little dude just cracks one on his jaw. And the guy,
being big and strong don't mean you can fight.
Nah, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm big and strong, and I'm not fighting no fucking welterweight because I'm gonna get my chin checked.
I'm fighting no flyweight, bro.
I think actually, another good example of it. I remember it. It was on one of I think it was on a Canelo undercard or something, or Mayweather undercard or something like that. Was that dude Yayo Thompson moved up from 130 to 135 to fight Canelo's brother coming down from 140 to 135 because they thought he was just gonna weight bully Thompson all over the place. Thompson fucking mollywopped that motherfucker for 12 rounds. Rocked him every time he touched him.
Yeah, Cocaine Thompson beat the shit out of him. I remember that fight.
See, what about Bob Foster? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
You see, like Roy Jones. I like Roy.
I was just going to say that. Go ahead.
Like, Roy Jones keeps talking about how he's the only middleweight to do this. No, Jimmy middleweight. And he fought some murderers row type fights like
which guy Beach you cut out, Beach? Which guy you cut out? What'd you say?
He fought George Benton at middleweight, right? And he went all the way up to heavyweight, beat Oscar Bonavina, Jerry Quarry, and fought Joe Frazier and Ali and won the tournament and the WBA belt, right?
Oh, Jimmy Ellis. Which guy? Jimmy Ellis. Jimmy Ellis. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
Jimmy Ellis, right? So the fighters back then, they were doing all types of shit like that regular. You know what I mean? Like, there's a child started at middleweight. Just because he didn't win a belt, it still don't he fought Ken Oberlin, a champion, in about his 10th fight.
It's a good point.
They'd have called Walcott a gigantic weight bully if they had that fight today. Those 4 fights between Ezra Charles and Jersey Joe.
Jersey Joe. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Okay, when I saw Roy Jones go up against Joe Maurice, man, I thought, man, they built that fight really well. And then Roy Jones put a bit of muscle on, and he done pretty well against Joe Maurice. I thought because I see Joe Maurice land on Holyfield's chin and take Holyfield. I thought, boy, I said, Maurice if he hits Roy Jones would have definitely felt it. And Roy Jones done it. His skill set was so high that Joe Maurice looked like an idiot, man. And James Tony did it to him as well. And I was like, oh shit.
Nah, but Roy did it to him way more graphically though. Like Roy fucking styled on him.
Yeah, styled on him. And the thing is, and even stumbled Joe Maurice, right? And I was like, oh shit, right? And obviously,
hit him in the first round.
And the thing is, when you look at that, right, in the modern era, it's like, are you serious? Like the guy, I mean, he originally started light middle, and then he went through the weights and went up, and then he started on a dude who's bigger than him, has a longer reach than him. But Roy Jones' skill set was so superior, he could stand on him.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, you've got to put it in perspective. Like that discussion they had on Facebook when they were saying, well, these guys winning world title fights, you'd have been Commonwealth champion back then. Well, if that was back in the day, right, he wouldn't have been able to challenge John Ruiz. John Ruiz wouldn't have been champion. Lennox Lewis would have been champion. Go fight Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, you're right. You couldn't pick. Yeah, you're right. You couldn't pick up one of the belts. You had to fight that dude, right? You're right.
There was only one way to get it.
Yeah. You couldn't pick up one of the little belts. And the thing is, Chris Bird was there waiting. I don't know why Roy Jones didn't fight Chris Bird to unify the belts, man.
No. David Tua was the mandatory for that belt, and he moved straight down. David Tua was mandatory.
And he just went straight back down. Roy Jones, and the thing is,
Wasn't he talking that nonsense about wanting to fight Lennox and Mike Tyson?
Yeah. Tyson especially, because I remember in school. I had an argument with a good friend of mine, and I was like, man, Mike Tyson would knock the shit out of Roy Jones.
Yeah.
And he was insisting. Yeah. He was insisting that Roy was gonna school.
No, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have. And on his documentary, if you remember his documentary that he did, it was Roy's father that talked him out of trying to fight Lennox. He's like, you don't put a. He's like, you don't. He was like, you don't put a sports car in front of a Mack truck or some shit. He said.
Yeah, it was Buster Douglas. They thought you could beat Buster Douglas. Like, look, all it took, you might be out boxing Mike Tyson for rounds, bro. But you get what Mike will land one on you and you don't know. Hey, maybe he will did him. Maybe because Roy Jones still said, I don't know.
Nah, he wouldn't have, man. He wouldn't have, because Mike. I'm not saying Mike's too fast for Roy, but Mike is too fast of a heavyweight to think you're not going to get hit. He was going to get hit, and he was going to get flattened.
I tell you what, Mike could take punches from dudes, bro. He gonna take
even when he was old. Even when Tyson was old, Tyson was still fucking fast.
He fucking hit you, man. When he hit you, bro, Roy Jones would have known what time it is. But
exactly, Roy would have been underneath the ropes even quicker than he was when Tarver did it to him.
Yeah, but Evander Holyfield losing James Toney was another one. I mean, Evander was very skillful, but I couldn't believe what James Toney was doing to him, bro. I'm like, what am I watching it? Evander Holyfield's been life and death for Buster Douglas, Riddick Bowe, you know what I'm saying? Lennox Lewis, and I see this little James Toney come up, fat belly, tongue sticking out, punch him up. Mate.
Like Roy gets a lot of credit for that, and he deserves it. But yeah, if Bob Foster was fighting in this era and didn't have to fight Frazier and Ali for titles, yeah, he could have went up and beat John Ruiz as well.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He could have beat John Ruiz.
That's a good point, man. Eddie Mustafa from light heavyweight, he went up. Yeah, Mr. Bashir was saying, let's talk about Andre Ward. Mr. Bashir was saying, Andre Ward went up for Andy Joshua, he'll get knocked the fuck out. I said, what? I said, listen, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad and all them other dudes from light heavyweight or Spinks, they all went up.
He'll get knocked out, man. He'll get knocked out.
What, against who? Against Andy Joshua?
Against any of them guys, he's getting knocked the fuck out.
You think so?
I love SOG. That's my man, but he too slow. He doesn't have any time. He don't have power at light heavy. He didn't have power at 168. I mean, he doesn't have any attribute in the ring that's great. He's just a very like well-schooled, talented. He's an all-around fighter, but he doesn't do anything that great. He'll get destroyed. Joshua will hit that motherfucker and knock him into the fifth row, man. You can stop it. And I love SOG, but nah, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, you go quick.
What about against Wilder? Could he beat Wilder?
Fuck no. The same outcome. He might go into the 15th row. Who the fuck knows? He's getting knocked out.
I think it's anybody's guess as to if he would actually beat Stevenson. So I mean, like, even you put in even bigger guys, even bigger punchers than him.
Please get past Stevenson first. Get past Stevenson first, then we'll talk, man.
Yeah, Stevenson.
Joseph Parker would be hard for him, man.
Wow! Oh my God, Wilder would hurt. Wilder would do some damage to Ward.
I tell you
they're
what,
too big. They're all 6'6". They all got crazy reaches. It's just too much, man. It's too much. And he can't do that. He can't do that. Who is he gonna grapple? You think he's gonna grapple with them and overpower them?
EJ, I know what you're gonna say. He's not as skilled as James Toney. He's just not. He's not as skilled as James Toney. He's not as good a counter puncher as James Toney. He's not as good as him.
I was gonna say about Tony Bellew when Tony Bellew met Wilder, because he said I want to fight Wilder. He went to fight Wilder, right? He said, okay, they met each other. I can't remember what fight they met each other. And Wilder said they were talking. Wilder gave him a hug. He realized at that point I'm gonna fight. Wilder said Bellew said he wrapped his arms around Bellew, who's a tall guy, and he wrapped his arm and he was tickling his own chin. That's how long his arms were. And then when he saw that, he said, fuck no, I'm fighting, because he remembers when he fought Donna Stevenson, how long Donna Stevenson's arms were. And Donna Stevenson fucked him up. Now, Wilder's arms even longer, hits even harder. Bellew worked it out. He's a mathematician. He said, bro, no, when you got a guy with that long reach, with that much power, I'm not fighting him. He'll knock me into
that'd have been a fatality. That'd have been a fatality in the ring, man.
He was talking, but the thing, as a fighter, he's brave. When he realized when he got what he's in there with, he said, nah, this guy would have fucking killed me. At least he recognized that. He said, I wouldn't fight him. Because that's why, if you look at AJ and thing, they're not in no hurry to fight no fucking Wilder, man. Let's be real. There ain't no one in no fucking hurry to fight no Wilder. The guy's a problem, bro. He's a fucking problem. And you know what I mean? He's coming and he's trying to prove himself. I mean, I think after he gets past Ortiz, I think he will. I think he's going after Povetkin. Povetkin's going to knock out Price. And Povetkin's trying to get his cool. Povetkin wants that fight in Russia with AJ. And he's got the...
That ain't happening. That ain't happening. If I was Anthony Joshua and they won that fucking purse bid, I'd drop that belt. I say fuck that belt.
As long as Eddie Hearn's been here, they've never won a purse bid. Ever. Eddie Hearn's stingy. He will not win a purse bid.
Eddie Hearn loses damn near every fucking purse bid.
He won one, I think. The Charles Martin, right? The Charles Martin.
Yeah, the Charles Martin. No, that wasn't even a purse bid. That wasn't a purse bid. Yeah, that was just he wanted to come over there. Charles Martin wanted to come over there to get the most money. He agreed to everything. But look, you're not gonna outbid that. You're not gonna outbid that Russian billionaire guy. So it doesn't matter. But if I'm Anthony Joshua and they talk about you gotta go to Russia, fuck you, suck my dick.
You do it.
You can have that belt and your steroids, bitch. I wouldn't go over there.
Omar doing the Riddick bow. We're gonna call you the garbage picker.
He's going to Russia, right? AJ going to Russia, bro. AJ going no Nigeria. He ain't going no Dubai. He going fucking Russia in the cold, in the heat of the night. Like
he's crazy. If he goes to Russia, he's out his fucking mind.
I agree. You seen what they did to do Hoppus over there, man? I wouldn't go over there.
What if he goes there and he knocks Povetkin out though?
They're gonna get done for steroids. It
would be great. It would be great. But you know the homeboy's gonna be on steroids. He's gonna be on roids.
Waiting for him, man. They got the labs. They're gonna make AJ see.
The Russian mafia is just not gonna let that happen.
Eddie Hearn's, bro. If I catch up with Eddie, I'm gonna get him. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna be honest. Steroids or no steroids, I'm not a believer in Povetkin. So honestly, I think some of these guys,
he's a
regardless of what he's taking.
He's a problem though. Like right now, he's a problem right now. He's the problem. Like he was like the danger man. Now Ortiz, this is what I'm saying about Wilder, right? Agree or not, like this fight against Luis Ortiz is gonna prove, it's gonna show a lot. And after this, the Povetkin fight, if that happens, this fight, what Beats dropped out, yeah, I think he might just come back on. But I think Wilder's trying to get his. Wilder said I'm gonna go earn my respect, but at the same time, if you're fighting Ortiz, you can't be calling out fucking AJ. You better focus on your task ahead, bro. You know what I mean? Like you need to focus because Ortiz is a fucking problem waiting for anyone, man. You know what I mean? AJ's avoided him. He's a problem, bro. You know, that's the way that is, man. What other news we got? Oh, Adrian Broner. Everyone talk about Adrian Broner.
Boy, when I was joking. I was joking when I said Broner and Figueroa. I was kind of joking when I said Broner and Figueroa were made for each other. Holy crap, was I more right than I ever would have wanted to be.
Yeah.
Why? What happened?
How do they both go to jail leading up to a fight with each other? Yeah. Or get arrested? I don't know if they went to jail, but I know they got cuffed.
Bullshit right there. That's some bullshit right there.
Wait a minute. What did they get arrested for?
Figueroa was a
DUI and sexual assault.
God damn.
Yeah, respectfully. Putting in that work. What the fuck?
Hey, they even match. They're evenly matched then. You know, they're both going to be...
That's what I'm saying now to my
first. I mean, but a DUI, as long as you don't kill anybody, with a DUI, as long as you don't kill anybody, you're fine. That's just, you just lose your license in 6 months.
Yeah.
Broner's dumbass is grabbing bitches by the pussy. He's fucked up in the head.
He's living that Michelle Joy Phelps.
I thought people were joking when they said that. That was what it was? Damn, bro.
Broner's taking mollies, he's drinking, he's taking punches in the head. He's fucked up bad, man.
Yeah, I seen your video about that the other day. You made some good points about that, Beats.
It's sad, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Figueroa's training on Coronas and fucking tacos, man. So
yeah, like I said, when the fight was made, my first thought that just kind of popped in my head was, "Oh, these two are made for each other."
Two of my favorite fighters as well. You know what I mean, they should have fought a lightweight.
I want Figueroa's ass, man. He's garbage. He sucks. I don't know why he's your favorite fighter. One of your favorite fighters.
I think back at lightweight, if he'd fought like you're talking about when Broner fought DeMarco around then.
Figueroa's a good fighter as long as his hands are healthy. When he breaks them is when he's
he's just busy, man. I like his action. He keeps coming forward. He's a busy guy. I like him. He's busy. He ain't never been in no boring fight. He always trying his best. Always spraying, coming forward.
No, he's not going to be in a boring fight, but I just don't find him to be that good. But that's just my opinion. But I'm down on a lot of fighters, man.
that fight he had with what's the Japanese guy's name? Irokawa, was it?
Son, yeah.
I mean,
Arakawa.
that was exciting as hell. But if I'm being objective, he should have gotten him out of there like way before it went the distance. I think it went the distance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one of the fights where he busted his hands.
Ah, I see. That's what's up.
That's
I think
what I
back
was
at
saying.
lightweight,
Like he's good when his hands are healthy, but when he busts them, he doesn't have the technical skill to be able to like actually outbox a guy. So when his hands break and that power goes away, that's when shit gets real for him.
Yeah.
Because when his hands are healthy, I mean, you saw what happened to Robert Guerrero. And he was sleeping a lot of guys before he started busting his hands, and then he left Joel Diaz. Now he's back with him, which is good.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's a good segue. We can go into that, yeah. So Danny Swift Garcia versus what's his name again? Brandon Rios. Yeah. You like it?
Well, yeah. Well, you said Omar Figueroa is one of your favorites. Brandon Rios is one of my favorite fighters, man.
You like him?
Not because he's world class, but I think Brandon is a value for money fighter. I do. I think Brandon is a value for money fighter. I think he'll give Garcia a decent fight. He won't win though. He won't win. But
yeah.
I like Brandon Rios, man. I mean, not because like he's gonna be pound for pound or Hall of Fame or anything, but Brandon's a good fight, man.
Yeah,
when he's on, he comes to fight. So at the very least, that's what you could say for him. And at the very least, I was looking at some of the press pictures earlier. He looks like he's making the weight okay. He doesn't look like fucking Skeletor. So I think he may be able to give Garcia some trouble.
That's the thing. Is what's left is the question with Rios.
What'd you say, AJ?
I said what's left. What's left is the question with Rios. Does he have anything and how much in the tank? Or is he shot?
Well, I mean, it's really about if he can get inside. If he can get inside on Garcia, Garcia's going to have a lot of problems. Because Garcia really can't fight on the inside, and that's Rios' wheelhouse. But the problem is if he can't close that distance fast enough, Garcia's just going to tee off on him. Because Rios, before he closes the distance, is kind of standing up in an upright position where I could see Garcia landing some of those hooks and, just heavy bagging him.
Heavy bagging him,
Well, that's I kind of when I first heard about the fight, I figured that's I can see what they're up to there. They want to make Danny Gift look good.
It's timing, man.
Yeah,
timing.
Danny Gift.
It's about timing. Rios ain't got it no more, man. Like Danny's too skillful for him, man. Too skillful. You know what I mean? He can box. Danny's just gonna touch him up. It's easy win for Danny. You know what I mean?
Garcia is really a bigger guy than Rios too. Even though Rios moved up before Garcia did, Garcia is just a bigger dude too.
Yeah,
you could tell by looking at him side by side.
35, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, and even like really, for all intents and purposes, kind of like what a lot of people say about Broner, how he should still be like be able to make weight, make 135 and stuff. It's the same thing with Rios. Rios just likes to eat too damn much, so that's the reason why he's a welterweight.
Yeah.
But for all intents and purposes, it really shouldn't be.
I think they've done a good idea of not bringing Robert Garcia and the dad Angel Garcia to the press conference, right? Making the shit grimy. I mean, I think Al Heyman, in terms of like controlling boxing, he took away a lot of the the trash talking and shit. I mean, does American
curricular activities?
Because American boxing need it. Does it help sell the fight? Them being grimy.
I think it does. I think
it definitely.
I will like Garcia and Rio. I think genuineness sells a fight, EJ. And genuinely, Garcia is a grimy individual, and so is Rios. And like not grimy in terms of like they're doing illegal activity or whatever, but like grimy in terms of they talk shit and they fight. Like that's the type of guys that both of those guys are.
Yeah,
man. Sports fans in general over here like some shit talking, especially though in boxing. It's just always been.
They're not new age NBA. These aren't new age NBA players. These are late '80s NBA players. These are Detroit Pistons bad boys.
Because the NBA, hey, talk about the NBA. We could go on the NBA all day, and we do another podcast or another show on that. But I know what you mean. We can do it on that one. But I agree 100%. I mean, Al Heyman's completely cut it out, but. And it sounds like you need that sometimes in terms of you need that sometimes to set a fight. But they ain't no pay-per-view. They're getting paid. They don't need to talk shit, I guess. They're getting paid. Just let their skills talk and move on.
But back to what we were saying earlier, what is it? Is it really doing anything to regrow the sport over here, or is it kind of just keeping things in a holding pattern? Honest question. I don't know. I'm asking you guys. What do you guys think?
That's a good point. I mean, Al Heyman's kind of sanitized the boxing in the States. Eddie Hearn is on the other hand is promoting anarchy over here. Every press conference you see in the UK is some crazy shit, right? You know what I mean?
Well, you made me think of something there, EJ. One could argue that Heyman has done one thing with American boxing. He's stabilized it from the, complete, utter, black hole it was going to fall into. I mean, it may not be in the best place right now, but at least it's in kind of a holding pattern, if you get me.
Yeah.
It's not like, ready to just off the cliff anymore like it was for a while, or seemed to be.
You think it was going off the cliff, though? I used to love all the fucking build-ups, Burr getting punched, Burr punching Morales in the face and some of the shit. I used to love all that. You know what I mean? It just helped sell the fight a bit more, man. But like I said to him, like in the UK, like Derek Zura and Dillian White, table throw and all that shit, and the fight was okay. It was okay. You know what I mean? But there's some fights like Barrera and Morales, and some fights where they Hearns walk around with war. He didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes, you don't have to talk shit, right? But you can have it in your body language, let you know that you came like some guy used to, like you see Diego Corrales used to wear the army. He used to wear the military army, like you coming for war. Like there's ways you can say without actually wearing. And I think some people don't understand that, like how to promote things without actually being vulgar. You know what I mean?
That camo shit was a style in the early 2000s. Everybody was wearing that shit.
The camo, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, who's somebody rocking camo?
Capone and Noriega and shit, they were rocking that shit.
The Miami Hurricanes were doing that in the 80s. The football team.
Yeah, that's true. They were.
Let's talk about
who's rocking camo. Because
whoever is nice. That's nice.
Yeah,
he's talking about Diego Corrales.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about.
Okay.
Hey, let's talk about media boxers. Apparently, Eddie Hearn had a discussion. So I bring you some two guys on YouTube, whoever had a beef. And they said they were going to fight each other. And apparently they made a lot of money on it. Like, they set a venue. They said they're going to fight. They don't even know names, but they built it up on YouTube and they had a fight. And they made over $1 million. Like, it was viral.
That's what I was talking about earlier with regards to Richard Schaefer, the World Boxing Super Series, having the shit on YouTube. There's a lot of people like if you look at like just hip hop right now, there's a lot of people that they blow up on like Instagram and shit. You know what I mean? They're not going through traditional media avenues.
No.
So like you can go outside of that, build up a beef between somebody from somebody from Phoenix and somebody from New Mexico or some shit, or somebody from New York versus somebody from Miami or some shit. You know what I mean? Have them meet somewhere and then it pops up because it's like they're getting their families and their friends involved, and they're getting like their cities involved, and like that stuff like that can work. Stuff like that can work if you
that develops your audience.
Exactly. What it is the boxing fans and the media, if they're real boxing fans who are in the media, if they are real boxing fans, they have to start telling these networks that trying to sell us belts because it's got a belt attached to it that it's a good fight. We need to get rid of that. That just proves it already that two guys who don't even box can generate so much money.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Generate so much money. Because that's what boxing is in essence. That's why Eddie Hearn and even Frank Warren is coming back, because people out here like domestic fights. They don't care if the guys are well ranked. If it's Enfield against fucking Edmonton, they'll sell it. They'll sell it. You know what I mean? Well, and that's what American boxing, it needs to go back to that. Like back in the day, when they had all them NA title fights, and they were really good fights.
Yeah. Hey, Sims versus Robert Sims versus Aaron Barkley. You know what I mean?
Barkley. Yeah. That's
Sugar Ray. Who was that Sugar Ray Leonard beat the ever living crap out of? Oh, Keith Jackson and Pete Ranzani.
What?
Pete Ranzani.
Keith Jackson.
Well, had they been able to make it, that's what Ortiz versus Rios would have been.
Yeah.
Whether it was before both of them were titleists or contenders or any of that, or after now.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's trying to
That fight's a joke now. Nobody gives a fuck about that now.
Nah, no one gives a fuck. But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to build it. And then,
to Beat's point, it seems like fans have forgotten that it's a false corollary. Not every championship fight is a good fight, and not every good fight is a championship fight. Who the fuck? When did people start getting that in their heads? Which it's crazy.
Money, man. It's money. The money grab because they feel like, oh no, we need to marinate and that bullshit. We need to marinate.
Well, and that ultimately lets us all down because a lot of times, like, you'll have two really touted contenders that are smack dab in the middle of their prime that could fight each other, but they're both holding off on fighting tough opponents like each other in order to try and get a shot at a belt.
Right. Here's the thing, though. It's not even too far removed. Like, Ben will tell you, like, when Paulie fought Broner, you had Cincinnati versus Brooklyn. Like, there was a lot of tension. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a lot of tension.
Hey,
I'm just saying, right? You Zab Judah versus Corey Spinks.
Oh,
like,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
MCs and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that shit was good. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, the Paulie and Zab fight was good until they put that bullshit ass belt involved in it. That Brooklyn bullshit belt. I never seen before. I never see again.
Hey, talk about
making up belt stuff now. Yeah, when did that start?
Umar posted something that made me laugh all day yesterday. This guy called, what's his name again, Lansky versus this guy called Shampoo. Right? These guys are jockeys. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like that got like. I don't know how many thousands of views it get, and anyone sees it. It's like these dudes. People want to see this regular dudes going at it, banging each other, just organically starting shit and going at each other, bro. Yeah. Like when the age, kids film each other at school, punching up each other, and then that shit will go viral. Like what other promoters missing? Like what are promoters missing? I feel like they're trying to build things and trying to hype things that way. But
when the thing is, it has to be organic though, too, EJ. Like you can't just fake it like they tried to do with like Shane Mosley and Ricardo Mayorga.
Gosh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it has to be real.
Yeah, and what it is as well is like the spontaneity has gone out of making professional fights these days. We got wait ages and for 4 years and this and that. Yeah, and all that. It kills it. It drains it out. It drains it out.
Leonard and Hagler. No, Leonard and Sugar Ray Leonard, the second one should have happened years, man. Happened right at the end of the 80s, man. Like
Hearns?
Leonard and Hearns, right? Happened right.
That was outrageous.
Why ain't too long, man? Why ain't too long, man? Like who's like dudes are protecting their assets. And then it's too late that they can't, like Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins too.
But see, nowadays people would accept it. Nowadays they'd just be like, "Oh, that's how it goes. We got to wait 6 years."
They're treating themselves like high value stocks and shit. Like, okay, I'm only gonna sell when it's absolutely necessary. You know what I mean? They're waiting until
and they ain't no Leonard and Hearns. Exactly. Good point.
They juice every last little bit out of that lemon.
And I think that's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. Talking to dudes being greedy and just letting this shit just fucking go. Like, I go to local shows. So I was talking about the local shows I've been going there for like a couple of years, watching fighters be built, and they've been fighting like guys that had no reason of even being in the ring. They didn't want to win. And the moment they got stepped up on Eddie Hearn's show, they get collapsed in. So that's another thing as well, fighting beer, pancakes, softies, and then the moment you get up a name fighter, you're getting stretched out. You know what I mean? Like, dudes need to be, when you step up and fight a level, this is the thing, right? When Joshua fought a Klitschko, then why are you fighting a Tekam? I know it's short notice, you want to fight the Pulev, but you go back a bit when you fight a Takam, because Takam's not trying to win, just trying to survive, just trying to go the distance to have that on your name. So what happens is that your level drops. You need to keep the standard. You know what I mean? You keep the standard going and keep pushing for greatness. And in the tournament we're talking about here, the World Series of Boxing, that's what it is. To be fair, they both have fought fights that guys came to fight, but they was never going to beat them. This fight here is a real fight. They're actually gonna fight. You know, these guys are here. I think the World Series, to be fair, is great. It's starting and it's good. But bruv, I hope the next one they have names flooded. No more names we don't know about. You know what I mean? And I hope the Americans get involved. You know what I mean? So you guys in America, you know what I mean, will talk to some of your peoples, wherever they are. It's not Don King no more, so whoever that is, and get them involved, man, and get the World Series popping because we need tournaments because the boxing
you know who it is.
Needs one champion. All boxing needs is one champion. We need one to say that guy's the best in the division and everything else in. You know what I mean? Like stripping the guys of these belts and all this bullshit. It don't matter. Like if the guy's the one champion, that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. I don't hear no bullshit. So the next topic, we got fights coming on this weekend as well. Let me bring them up one sec. I've got the schedule in front of me. All right, so we got some fights in the UK over here in London. Joe Joyce fighting some dude I don't know. Also Willie Hutchinson's fighting some dude. Freddie, what's he? Koi is a Ghanaian guy. He lost the other day. He's fighting. Well, it's not really like big names, but I think we got
How
fighting.
fast are they trying to move Joyce?
Raymond Beltran.
How fast are they trying to move Joyce? Because I know
they're trying to move him. He was supposed to fight Tom Little, but Tom Little got beat up by some Olympians, so they're trying to move him really fast. Raymond Beltran was fighting today. Actually, today is EJ Boxing Live's birthday, so happy birthday to me. Yeah, today's my birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah. Raymond Beltran is fighting on ESPN. I think he's gonna come on soon for the vacant double title.
Wait a minute, isn't that tomorrow, EJ?
No, but you remember I'm in the UK, so we forwarded that.
Oh,
so,
yeah, right.
Yeah. So I guess it's going to be a couple of hours from where you are now, but couple of hours. So I guess that's the biggest fight for Friday, and then obviously Saturday. And there's nothing going on. There's nothing going. Oh yeah. Oh my bad. Danny Garcia's fighting Brandon Rios on Saturday, right? Yeah. Along with the thing in it, along with George Groves and thing, man, and Eubanks. So there's some fights.
Although that's gonna be later in the night though, because it's gonna be in Vegas on Showtime, and then there's Alexander versus Ortiz on Fox, so I think that'll probably be in the afternoon around either just shortly after Groves and Eubank probably. So there's gonna be boxing on all day on Saturday.
Yeah. I mean we got
pretty good. That could be pretty good.
Ortiz and Benavidez's got a rematch with some dude, Ronald
Gavril, the guy from TMT.
Yeah, he got a rematch with him. Well, Ray Robertson's fighting. He's on that undercard. I ain't never seen Ray Robertson. Edwin and Rodrigo.
He's a good fighter. Yeah, that's a good fight. Him and Ugas.
Ugas is pretty good. He's fighting Ugas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that's one of the journeymen I like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a good fight because Robinson is a pretty skilled fighter. He's not anywhere near as good as his namesake or anything, but I mean, Ugas will definitely put the test.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. They're stepping up. Like, so Devin Alexander versus Victor Ortiz in Texas. That's another one right there.
That's a good match. Yeah, I think. What do you guys? Yeah, they're both kind of at the same place in their careers, aren't they?
Yeah. That's anything can happen in that fight.
Right. We got Thomas Williams Jr. versus Roberto Torres, and then we got Tony Harris is fighting to be announced. He's fighting a guy. I mean, the undercard for the World Series of Boxing. Ryan Welsh versus Isaac Lowe, Tommy Loughren.
That's terrible.
The undercard is terrible for the World Series, eh?
Well, yeah,
they're really big. Yeah. They usually only have like one decent name besides the main event, from what I've seen. Yeah. The World Series.
Well, Eubank's brother's fighting on the undercard of that team there, right there. You mean?
The first fight they had on ITV was really good against Quinlan. They had the Price Hammer fight on there.
Was it the Price Christian Hammer?
Chris Congo was on there. Chris Congo was good. And who was the other kid? The middleweight.
Yeah.
Adam Etches and John Ryder. That was a good card.
Well, hey, Beats, make sure you set your thing for Dave TV later on today at 9 o'clock. All right? So later on today at 9 o'clock.
Oh, John Joyce from there, yeah?
Yeah, 9 o'clock on Dave TV for the people watching in the UK. So for the American viewers, I'll do a hang up. No, I'm actually going to be there at the event. So, actually, Beast, did you send your credentials? Did they get back to you?
I didn't get nothing. I don't think I got nothing. I'm not sure if I'm going to go. I have to go dentist tomorrow, man. I might not be in.
Is that 9? Okay, well, if you don't want to go, you've been home. So that's coming. So I tell you what, boxing's starting thick and thin. Raymond Beltran, Danny Garcia, Buddy Finn, Brandon Rios. It's starting.
ITV's putting some card. I hear Huey Fury's fighting. What's his name again? Sam Sexton on ITV for the British title.
Yeah, well, that's good. At least they got some coverage. At least someone's covering their bum ass, isn't it?
Isn't it like Sam Sexton or someone like that?
Bums, man. Bums, man.
Yeah, bums.
And you know what? I tell you what, yeah. I've been sport for. You know what the thing is, yeah. When you win sport for good competitive fights, when they're fighting bums, man, or just like Brandon Rios, that ain't got. You know who's gonna win, but you're just gonna watch it because it's like to see if Rios can do anything, right? Or Devin Alexander versus Victor Ortiz. Devin should win the fight, but see if Victor can do anything. You know what I mean? But they should have fought each other. You know what I mean? Like Danny Garcia should have been fighting Devin Alexander, and Brandon Rios and fucking Victor Ortiz should have fought each other there. That would have been better.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, Alexander's not really that much of a better opponent than Rios is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but
Alexander's not that great.
Yeah, Danny wants someone standing right in front of him so he can take the head off. Another soaker. That's what he's doing.
And Alexander wouldn't do that?
Move.
This is boxing promotion. We put bums on seats and we sure put bums in the ring.
There's a lot of quantity, but there's not quality. You know what I mean? There's no quality out here. But you know what? We're boxing fans. We're gonna watch, and you know, hey, listen, that Eubank thing will get everyone talking. The World Series of boxing, as to be fair, is actually dictating the whole of the year. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, it's dictating the year because
I mean they're putting on the best fights.
Yeah,
they're definitely putting on the best fights. You know, fight after fight.
Yeah,
and they're regularly and reliably scheduled.
Right, and the thing is, it's not even just about the stakes, because it's high stakes, yeah, but it's also the fact that the fights they're delivering.
Yeah,
you know, the last like several Super Series fights have been bangers, man. Some like fight of the year candidate type shit.
Hey, now next weekend, the 24th is your weekend. Now we got Wrong Aside versus Juan Francisco Estrada, Donates versus Juan Carlos Revo. What's it, Revo? What was his name?
Revico.
Yeah, Revico. Carlos Quadros versus Matt Williams of Royal. Brian Valero versus, I don't know this guy's name, whatever his name. Ultimate.
Yeah, that's a good
exciting fight. You know, he's playing none of them, bro. That's an exciting fight.
It's true though. Hey, Beast. Next week, next week. Callum Smith versus Yogan Brave. It doesn't matter because you know what the thing is, yeah. And listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. From 2017, this is just a continuation of great fights, bro. It's some good ass shit. Like the people.
Hey, Beats. If Inoue is that shook of all of them, that makes the fights even better because you know he doesn't want to see them.
What's that? Say that again.
I said if Inoue is that shook of all those guys, and that makes the fights even better simply because he doesn't want to see them.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I knew he don't interest me right now. I'll be honest with you. Until he calls out, like I see a good opponent in front of him, he just don't impress me.
Yeah, we like him.
That's entirely fair because honestly, I don't even say that that critique is unjustified because since Narvaez he hasn't lit the world on fire like I think that he should have as well. You know?
Yeah, but that's all it is now. That's all it is.
And they were moving.
You know, here's the thing. He could have fought an Estrada like at the beginning of last year, or he could have fought a Quadras at the middle of last year before they got themselves back into that whole WBC circle, like I was referring to earlier.
The real important topic, man. What about they're trying to get rid of the ring card girls in Britain, man? What about that shit, then?
What? I ain't tripping with that. They didn't know.
Is that real? Because honestly, I didn't believe that. I didn't
said it for
not boxing in race car. In race car, they're not doing it in boxing. So
yeah. Like all I heard was about like they were doing that in Formula One.
Yeah,
but
no boxing. There's no trouble in boxing. They know better. They know better, bro. Because boxing, they can do it.
Eddie Hearn's talking about getting rid of ring card girls.
No, not for boxing. Not for boxing. They're getting a ring card for darts and other things, yeah, but not for boxing. Not for boxing.
They have ring card girls for darts.
Yeah, wait a minute. One thing. That's what I'm wondering.
Darts and Formula One.
Ring card girls for darts for.
Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. They decided to say they don't need him no more. They said they don't need him no more. But Eddie Hearn did it.
Eddie Hearn said that, huh?
Yeah, because he does Matchroom. He's the one who does the darts in the UK. They decided not to because they were looking on the cost. They go, the girls don't do nothing, and then we paid. This is what Eddie's on. All Eddie's on is cutting costs, bro, and saving money. That's why he did it. It wasn't for women's lib. He said, you know what? We're not gonna. We don't need them because it's a good look. But they're not.
I got a question, EJ. EJ.
Yeah.
I got a question. This is an honest question. You don't think, or is it possible that Sky may have, put a little word in his ear about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they probably did this just to make shit do it, but they're not gonna do it for boxing. Eddie knows better. They know trouble in boxing, bro. Man, listen, men are rioting now. If you can't get my ring card, girl, you can't get my ring card, girl. Mad. So we're gonna put grown man. I see men doing it, I see men doing the ring card thing. It's not no.
Oh hell no!
Yeah,
No.
I see men. Yeah, I see men doing it.
No.
They got men
This is not.
Now I've seen
kind of fucking fugazi ass boxing man shit is that, man?
Yeah, I see the men in
Exactly.
I see the men walking, wiggling their backside in skimpy outfits, bro. Fucking me.
Well, if they put that in boxing, I will never watch it again. I'm dead ass. There's nothing that'll get me to watch
boxing in America, like kill it dead. That might do.
Well, listen, MMA. If they take it at boxing, MMA's next. Listen, it's flood the whole thing. When it comes to combat sports, they need.
Why are they trying to do that? Because they're saying it's sexist. Because of this Me Too bullshit.
The women shit, man. The women lib shit.
Yeah, the Me Too bullshit that they're pounding us over the head. I miss the days where you could uppercut a bitch in the jaw.
Yeah,
so she still cooked your steak 15 minutes later.
I wonder how the ring card girls are gonna feel about it. So what are they gonna do if when that job gets taken away?
Now they all complain.
Shampoo shit.
Yeah, shampoo.
Exactly, chamois. Come on, my chamois.
I chamois.
Hey, listen, the girls in the UK, they complained. They said no. You're taking money out of our pocket. That's enough, because they were doing. The girls.
They are, bro. They're gonna taking mad money out the broads' pockets. No,
exactly. And what are they gonna do instead of that?
It's the same bunch of girls who've done the formula and done. They all did the same thing.
Yeah, good. Exactly.
Took all their money out their pocket. Eddie, they said, "Oh, we don't need it for darts."
Honestly, I think the Formula One guys, Formula One, they accrue a lot of debt in order to get a lot of profit. So I could see them getting rid of the girls simply because they probably see that they're overpaid, because they probably do overpay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like in Formula One, in boxing, we're not looking at the same margins. Formula One,
bro. When you can have a female, right? When you can have a female that looks good but keeps her mouth shut, she makes everything better.
Yeah.
So them taking that out of the sport is taking something away from it.
Yes.
Good decoration. It's just too good decoration.
It looks good.
Exactly. Beautiful decoration. It's exactly. Especially when you're in the crowd, you see them,
and it's not like, oh my God, they're objectifying these women. The women are objectifying themselves. Women objectify themselves
every damn day.
Wearing shit that's less, showing more skin than what any ring card girl would.
Well, I've seen women in Times Square walk around with the titties out, man, on a daily basis. Like, come on now, man. That's not objectifying yourself. Stop it.
Nah, man. Of course it is. The thing is, the lesbians, they're on it, so there's more women for them. That's all it is. Because they're like, okay, we're gonna take you.
This is gonna go left.
Someone's gonna get them, because look, man, they just bothering. Because you got a lot of women. You have the stud, and you have the one who's a bit soft, and they're the ones. The majority of them are soft like that. That's the ones they're working on. The soft, the pigeon brains. You know what I mean? The ones who just walk around smiling, nothing up in their head. They're getting paid. They're getting paid. They know they're getting paid on their looks. So how you gonna take a woman who can't do shit in the what she could?
But you know what that'll cause, EJ? That'll be a good thing for us in the long run. You know why? Because that's gonna cause a civil war amongst these feminists and the regular women. They're gonna fucking go at each other, and the cream will rise to the top.
Nah, they're not smart enough. They're not smart enough to do with the feminine. The feminines are hard, battle-hardened, old battle axes, man. They can punch them up. They are hard, bro. They are hard. They even beat up men. They're some hard bitches. You ain't see them in the movies beating up dudes. This is what it's about.
That's not realistic, man. That's why I refuse to watch Wonder Woman. This shit ain't realistic.
But listen, Michael talks about, I know Michael Pow. Shout out to Pow Boxing. Michael was trying to do a podcast with all women, and all he had is old battle axes in there. No young chicks. Just old freaking hard.
No, he had a bunch of dykes and muff divers in there, man.
Yeah. That's the truth, though. No, because young women ain't interested. They like looking at boxers. They like boxers spending money, and they don't want to hear what boxers have to say. They don't care. They You know what I mean?
If women are talking box, they need a dude in there, or they can't really maintain.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
No, it's
Any
like
sport, really. Any sport, really.
I tell you what, right? I won't lie, yeah. Like women's football, like has improved. There's some really good players, but it's the male coaches. Like they got some good, like some proper coaches. Most of the good teams have got men coaches.
Yeah, exactly.
But they got some. But there's some women teams out there who've got some formation that they can play.
But I read this article the other day. A women's soccer team, right? I don't know if this was recent or a long time ago, but in Australia they lost to the under 15 male team, and this is their Olympic team, mind you. They got beat 7-0.
Yeah, well, look.
Yeah,
the thing is,
they do that every couple of years, Umar, and they always.
Even if you're a pro woman footballer, right, a mature woman footballer, played me when I was 15. Man, I got fucking 16-inch calves. You tackle me and go where? You're flying out the fucking thing. I can kick the ball over the semicircle from a standing kick. At 14.
Yeah, they can't really stretch it, and they can't throw it as far. They don't have as much range.
Yep. And
I don't know the soccer works.
Are not losing to no woman.
No,
and like women's. Nah, I never lose a woman in any goddamn thing. Fuck all that. But
we're not having it.
No.
There's certain women I wouldn't box or thing. I wouldn't.
No, of course not. Because then I'd have to.
Ain't no one fucking with Clarissa Shields. Ain't no one fucking with Clarissa Shields. You know what I mean? Ain't no one.
Man, listen, DJ. I'll beat the brakes off Clarissa Shields. That's light work.
Nah. I ain't fucking with Clarissa Shields. I ain't fucking with Ann Wolf or Clarissa Shields. I ain't fucking with.
Nah, the man, BJ. See what you're thinking. You're thinking a boxing match. The men all start peppering. It's time to go gorilla strength on them. Gorilla strength comes in there.
Journeyman in there with Clarissa Shields.
If I go into Clarissa Shields, I'm sneaking her. I ain't.
I tell you,
I'm gorilla. Dog, I'm turning into a gorilla. I'm going Super Saiyan on her.
No, but listen to this, right? The more male the woman athlete is the more better she's. Like in football, the more they have less breasts, the more they're more thin, the more they're more like a dude, they're more successful. You know, and they're less women.
Bro, because that means they got a lot of testosterone.
Yeah, like Chris Cyborg, she should have looks like a man. She's a dude.
Yeah. She try to be feminine, but she ain't trying to like Ronda Rousey talking that shit. She'll beat up most men. I think she'll beat up.
Nah, Ronda Rousey's a feminine little girl, man. When she's not fighting, she's all pudgy and soft. She ain't no real fighter.
She was the ruler of that feminist movement, Ronda Rousey. She'll beat up men. Like she had the dykes all up on that joint, bro. They were all on that shit until she got fucked up by.
Yes and no though, because she also pissed a lot of them off because she was talking all that shit about not being a do nothing bitch and all that.
Beat dudes up, man.
Ronda Rousey is dangerous for women because women.
But they were having serious.
Yeah.
Go ahead, B.
Yeah. On that enough shit. On that enough movie shit.
Go ahead, B.
Because women want to listen to Ronda Rousey. And go do some shoot and get their ass whooped.
Exactly. What is it? Zooped. It's gonna be a fucked up beatdown because boy, they were literally having a conversation on ESPN. It was 4 women, and they had one man. They had Chael Sonnen there. He was the voice of reason, but they were talking about could Ronda Rousey beat Floyd Mayweather, and then one of the broads brought up Mike Tyson. And I was listening to this fucker, and I was like, yeah, they got to be kidding me. They can't be serious. And they were having a serious conversation.
Yeah.
What did Chael Sonnen say? He wouldn't go with that. Beat Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Madness,
bro. Fucking Mike Tyson, that fucking 2018.
I tell you what.
Mike Tyson in 48 would probably knock the shit out.
Fuck your shit up, man.
Until the day that he dies, he'll be able to whoop
that guy will fuck your shit up. You know what I mean?
He would kill him. He would kill her. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Like one punch would probably put her in a coma.
Ring death, yeah.
It would shatter her whole face.
That's the thing, man. And this goes back to the whole thing I was saying from when we started, skill set. You know what I mean? Like when you look at Bruce Lee, right? and you look at Bruce. I was looking at him, right? He's only 5'7", and you see some of the movies, man, kicking the shit out of people who are 6'4". I know it's only a movie, but they said real. Even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they said real life, he can fuck you up real quick, real put you on your back and snap your knees up. Like I was like, listen, there's some little dudes out there. They will fuck. Like when we were talking to Low Place, right? And I said, Low Place, I'll put chocolate in with you. Low Place, I'll fuck the shit.
I love that.
I said, listen, that conversation was fucking funny. I said, Low Place, chocolate will fuck you up. Because nah. You know how tall I am. You know how much weight I weigh. I said, bro, you don't give a fuck. Bro.
You beat the shit out of Low Place, man. He
was trying to say, I'll just put my forearm on him. It's easy.
I said, bro, do you know how quick that motherfucker is? Do you know how quick that? Listen, dog. He will fuck your shit all the way up.
You try to box with him. Hey, once he slips your lead, you're taking.
Listen.
He's gonna slip that lazy ass jab so fast and be in his chest, banging away.
Listen, you know how quick that little dude is. Like I know they look at him, yeah, and he's taking, bro. Do you know that little dude is so quick? He will fuck Low Place up. I'm telling you right now, I'd shoot that little motherfucker, man. He ain't running up on me. I ain't fucking with him.
I've seen Low Place on the heavy bag. He can't use that.
Nah, I ain't fucking. Listen, I don't fight.
Listen, remember who's the puncher again, man? Was Vic Darchinian? He was retired and he was training with Ronda. Ronda looks stupid.
Yeah. That's sparring.
Vic was moving in like slow motion so that he didn't like accidentally kill her ass too.
Hey, bro.
He's training.
Yeah, he was training the punches completely.
He was going at like 20% speed and shit.
But to top it off, Vic was a great puncher, like Beat says. But correct me if I'm wrong. Vic was far from a technical master.
No, far from it.
Exactly.
I mean, he was technically good at what he did, which was being really awesome.
He can fuck you up though, because he got good timing, Carl. That punch he got done there with, like, pretty good. But
but if you're gonna take just a person that knows nothing about boxing and you want them to learn the fundamentals, that's not the guy you go to.
Hey, listen. I tell you what, yeah, I got flyweight in my gym, right? And he little young guy, I got flyweight in my gym. I'm telling you, bro. I'll put him in there with some dudes in there, right? Even though he's little, the way
don't talk about beating bitches. Mr. Hakeem Saves the World came on the line.
Like a regular dude, right? He's so accurate, and his hands are so fast. Yeah, he bludgeoned the dude up, bro. And he's only tiny and skinny, but he's so fucking accurate, and his arms are so quick. When he landed shots in the mat, you couldn't even defend because the punch is so quick. Blooded up the face. I take him at the ring. I take him out, and he's big, and he couldn't believe it. He goes, dog, I couldn't believe it. He don't even weigh that much. I goes, that's
like imagine like fucking fighting someone like a Zuma Nelson. Like someone said that they shook his hands, and he said his hands are like bricks.
Yeah, like bricks. Yeah.
And he's a small dude, but listen, I will fight him now. He's about 60 plus.
I'm not fighting no trained professional athlete. I ain't getting in there with none of them.
Zuma was little, but he was strong, dude.
I ain't fighting none of them. I'm not fighting no wrestler, no fucking boxer. That's what they do for a living, bro. They gonna fuck you up. Yo, what up, Hakeem? You there? Unmute yourself, Hakeem.
Hey, what's happening? Them Ghanaian hands, man, be feeling like bricks.
How you been, bro? Hey, chime in on this George Groves and Eubank thing, bro.
I think it's gonna be a good fight, man. I think I'm really excited for Eubanks to hopefully step up after the Billy Joe Saunders thing. It was quite a while ago. His peak kind of was at the kind of bit. From then on out, even though he has some little wins here and there, he should be able to beat Groves. He should. Groves is on the tail end of his career, so he should beat him. But if he lost, I wouldn't be surprised either. So he better step up this time and not wait till round to start trying to do some work. He better get in early.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. Yo, man, I tell you what, we was just talking about like skill set of fighters, and like people these days are talking about weight bullies and people are strong at the weight. No, but
everybody's a weight bully.
Yeah, like I don't subscribe to that bullshit. Like when I talk, we talk to what's his name, Kevin.
Just the idea of having weight classes makes it so that like everybody's a weight bully, but everybody also isn't at the same time, because everybody's gonna try and get to the lowest weight that they possibly can while they're healthy, and if the ones who don't do it successfully, they get fucked up because of the weight drain.
Yeah. Fucked up. I know. I ain't put myself in the line to get fucked up by none of them dudes there. Weight bully. They may be man. They taking a beating, man. Like you putting on all that weight ain't unhealthy anyway. Like they got dudes shrinking.
Like people that want to say that Spence was weight bullying Lamar Peterson. Y'all forget that Lamar Peterson was weighing like in the low 160s and shit by the time he rehydrated.
Yeah, he's actually a bigger dude. Yeah, he's got a lot of muscle on him. Lamar Peterson.
Yo, you guys see that?
You can't tell, but like he's good.
Yeah, you guys see the knockout of the Mayweather gym where the dude from England went over there and got stretched out, and he was all over fight hype, and Tony Bellew and some of the Liverpool guys, they were complaining that who let him in there, why did he get knocked out? The knockout is severe, man. Y'all can check it. Fight hype.
Doghouse, man. That's why we go into the doghouse.
And that's what I'm talking about. The dude isn't beat. Yeah. You go fight me. He's bad beast. The dude is.
Man, certain dudes aren't built for that, man.
Yeah, the dude was 6 foot something. And the brother man was like fucking 5 foot, and he thought he could roll up on him like on that low place. I mean, low place must hit me up. You put him. Low place said it was Darius.
Thing, man.
Was that?
People mustn't do that underestimating thing, man.
Yeah.
What people have to realize, when you're walking about your day, there's people who are small, but they've got a lot of rage and a lot of thing, and you could be the right person.
Right. Listen, the guy. Low place said it was Darius. Low place goes, I think it was Darius in there getting stretched out. I was sure that. Yeah, Darius. Yeah, he said it was Darius, man. He said because the guy was so fucking tall, and he went in there. He thought he'd be over there and use his range. Man, the guy cut the range down and lamb one. I'm telling you, it's one of those.
Was it on Fight Hype? I'm looking for the vid, man.
Yeah, he's a fighter. Hey, who said it to me? I think it was Low Place.
When did it get posted?
I'm 1 minute. Let me find it. I'm gonna send it to you. 1 second.
That Roberto Duran curse.
Nah, it was bad. It was so bad. It was bad. It was bad. I'm gonna find it right now. 1 minute.
Yeah, man, that Duran curse is a motherfucker, man. That shit is worse than the Adonis one.
The Adonis Stevenson curse. Where you see? You keep saying he gonna appear. He gonna appear in a bit, you know.
That's like Beetlejuice. If you say it 3 times in a row, Low Place will pop up.
Low Place.
Candy, man.
Yeah. We've been quiet for a bit, but we're back because we got big fights coming up, so the people are back. Okay. Son, I did. All right, 1 minute. Okay, 1 second. Let me find this thing. What's Benny Moore? Benny Moore, you must have turned off the notifications or something.
Nah, I didn't turn off notifications. I was fucking around with some other shit by accident. I was over here watching Shampoo sit Lansky in a chair.
Oh, that's just, it's funny though. It's funny. I sat in my cheese. Now, I know you listen.
I'm gonna cut this nigga. I'm gonna cut this nigga.
Yeah? I understand Umar beats. I understand Umar completely. Them dudes where Umar comes from, bro. Them Bruce from Brooklyn, they are crazy, bro. They look like out of a Spike Lee movie. The two of them is just funny. Dudes there with their glasses, you pop my chain, my dude.
I'll tell you what, maybe the Brooklyn, but the Bronx is mad too. I know Bronx is fucking mad, man. The Bronx is the worst place on earth. I told you this numerous occasions. Mad. The craziest people are found in fucking South Florida and the Bronx. And
Florida people are crazy. Florida people are insane. Something wrong with them people.
Well,
you name it.
My homie from the Bronx, they do this bluff robbery. So what they'll do, they'll put a weapon in your face, a knife or a gun, and say, "Yeah, give me what you got." And if you say no, they'll leave you alone. But most people just give up the money because they know if they're not going to stab and shoot. Fucking mad people.
Hey, yo, remember Umar, you remember that the bath salt thing when old boy was eating people's faces?
Yeah, that was in Miami somewhere.
Florida, man. Crazy. That's Florida, man. The Quran burning guy, the preacher, Florida. The Sharia law gun free zone, Florida.
Well, yo, where's this video, man? Where's this video?
I'm trying to find it, bro.
EJ's trying to find it.
It's on Twitter. I'm gonna have to send it to you on Twitter, B.
Oh, it's on Twitter. It's not
crazy in Florida, man. Crazy.
I know it's on YouTube. I know it's on YouTube, but I'm gonna send it to you on Twitter.
The man's not hot video, Florida.
Yeah, and it's not.
Yeah, that dude is fucking retarded, man. That shit makes no sense, but it made me laugh.
Man's not hot. Man's not hot.
I didn't get it at first, but I guess the whole joke is that this nigga's in Miami wearing a fucking full winter coat. Like, I still don't get that.
I didn't understand either, man. A white person had to tell me what it was about. I had no clue what the hell that song was even for. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? I thought he was like, yo, like, oh boy, got to like that shit ained hot.
I still don't completely understand it, but
at first I thought he was gonna be on like some Buju shit, like on some, some Boom Bye Bye or whatever. But
crazy.
Yeah, but but you see the thing is, that guy, he just flamed. He made it hot now for when man's walk around a fur jacket now. I mean, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? This dude was like, shot. He's like, shot on the phone all day. Cornflakes. Like, what? Beast, go on my Twitter, and like I've just put it on my Twitter page right now. Like, you could find it. It's just there on my Twitter, on my timeline.
So EJ basically was making fun of you, EJ.
No, I wear for everyone wears.
I mean, not you specifically. I'm just saying, I don't understand it.
Like, he doesn't wear it no more, but because he wears that jacket. He made it bait for certain people to just come and clown you if you wear that jacket. Man's not hot. You know what I mean? Like, man will just clown you now. So you like, what? If I go outside London, if I go outside London, you'll get clowned now. You know what I mean? Like, man's not hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't funny, bro. That ain't funny. Man's trying to clown you, don't even know this, bro. But man's not hot, Man's not hot. What are you talking about, bro? Like, man's just trying to clown you, so... That's the bad thing about it.
You got to get that Pico rocking, man. I got that Pico popping. I don't wear that shit no more.
Yeah. Yeah, Beach, you on my page? Beach trying to find it, bro. Beach trying to find the thing.
Where's that on Twitter, yeah? Yeah, I think I've got your page.
I want to see some. I want to see some doghouse videos, man.
What the freak, man? I'm trying to find it myself. Where the freak? I know I must have skipped. I put it on my page. Where the media? I retweeted it.
Put that motherfucker in the doghouse.
I retweeted it. I retweeted it as well. Because the knockout is the thing is the knockout.
All right, it's played now. And no volume, no?
No, and no volume. You watching it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep watching. The guy look like Darius, man. There's volume, man. There's volume. There's volume, bro. Go, man, you gonna see the knockout, man. The dude's 6 foot something, and you see the dude shorter. And this is the same thing I was talking about skill set. I mean, he's
like get knocked out, yeah?
Yeah, he could knock out the tall guy with the red hat, get knocked his spark out, man. Hospitalized and everything.
Yeah, that's a Brock up knockout, man. I have to watch that one again, man. That's a beauty, man.
Knockout is yeah, see, he went in there, and the same bullshit we was talking about, weight bully. And I'm big and strong at the weight and all that fuckery shit, right? But what you did, what you take away from your body, you drain your body, man, to take a punch. All your resistance is gone. You know what I mean? You all the fat has been scraped from your body. See, and your jaw.
Right. That's what people don't realize when they say.
Well, yeah, you start losing water, literally losing liquid out of the inside of your brain, where your brain is, the brain case. Yeah, and your brain don't have that fluid.
Well, not only that, but your equilibrium, the equilibrium in your ear canal and shit like that, it affects that too, because a lot of that is based on.
Look at the size of him. Look at the size of him. Tell me, look at the size of him, bro. Look how tall he is, right? Right? You see how tall he is, yeah? You know what I mean? The dude's so fucking, and he's tall, he got the range and all the shit, the attributes, right? But he don't know how to use it, right? And he just got, and the guy was just rolling up on him, walking him down, slowly timing him. You know what I mean? And he just look at him, looking like that. Look at him. That's what happens. That's low place happened to Chocolito.
Yeah.
Look at that. His head bounced off the top rope.
A beautiful punch, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Right hand, boy.
Yeah, and then Tony Bellew.
I would pay so much to see that low place versus.
That guy's from England, right? That guy's from England. And that's what Tony Bellew and them men is all cussing it. Oh, who let that happen? That's disgusting. This, that, the other. I said, listen, dude wants to put a head on. Yeah. That's what Tony Bellew. He's gunning Mayweather. Like, oh, why they let this happen? Listen to me. Let me say something. You put your headgear on and you want to step in there and sparring. Yeah. And you don't hand yourself.
Protect yourself at all times.
Yeah, this is what.
More importantly, how do you put one of your fighters or whatever into the Floyd Mayweather's doghouse, not knowing what it's about?
That's what makes our.
How do you not know what?
Exactly. That shit was broadcast all over the fucking world, man.
I would never go.
Tell you, man, that's why a lot of people think our boxers are pussy at it. What kind of stupid shit is he talking? Guy got knocked out. He got knocked out. So
if you got belly flip, he's got a Mayweather. You let that happen. The kid, you know what it is? They believe he's big. See, this is Callum Smith right here. That's what's going to happen to Callum Smith, right? He's big and strong at the weight. Oh, Callum's a beast. He ain't fought nobody yet. Callum ain't fought no one. He ain't been fighting no one that's hyping him up. And now even Jürgen Bremer, now he has to fight Jürgen Bremer in Germany. He has to fight him in Germany. No more comfort zone, nothing. And the dude is like, oh man, he didn't want to take the fight. He was looking at, they were saying Eubank was going to pull out the tournament. Nah, bro, Eubank ain't pulling out nothing. You know? So this is what it is. Boxing's serious. You know what I mean? They're trained deadly weapons.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, if you just go into any random boxing gym and you're talking all kinds of big shit, they're gonna show you what's up.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. And depending on how rude or not rude you came across, that's exactly how far they're gonna look to go to exact what they want to exact.
Because the way I see it, if you're not ready, don't go in there. Fuck that.
Exactly.
I like it.
And so do I too. Because here's the thing.
Let me finish. Right? Anyone talking about doghouse spars, right? They should shut their mouth. The best boxers come from the Midwest. If it's good enough for them to have the best boxers, then no one should say shit.
Well, the Crump, that's how the Crump raised their fighters, and they're badass. Yep. Go ahead now.
Exactly.
I was gonna say, like, and here's the thing: if you just go up in there, because I've seen a lot of sparring from the Mayweather gym, and sometimes it's not all heated and heavy and like we're going 120% trying to take each other's heads off and everything like that. Like a lot of the times it's just them, just kind of going light or whatever, just working on some things. But if you go in there talking all kinds of shit, that's what you're going to get back in return.
Yeah.
And everybody knows it, so it's not like some secret that, we didn't know what we were getting into. You know what I mean? Come on. Well, you knew what you were getting into.
You can see by the cockiness of that sparring where the dude the dude was in love with himself, bro. He was He had the fresh new shoes. He had the fresh new gloves. He had the fresh new headgear. He was feeling himself. And the other dude said, "Yeah, hey, I got kids to feed, bro. I got kids to feed. I need to fucking land one on your jaw. You know what I mean? I got places to be." And that's what happened, bro. Land one on his chin right there across his jawbone. I see another time where this young guy got in the ring with this old man. Right? It's on YouTube somewhere. I don't know where it is. And the old dude was looking all decrepit and bent over. The young kid thought he was gonna have a field day. Man, that old dude that young kid didn't know what the fuck was happening. You would get beat out of him, bro.
I remember that. The old boy landed an overhand right, boy. He's
well, that's what happened. Roy Jones versus Enzo Machinacci, same thing. No one told Roy Jones to get in there.
Yeah. Like, see when you go Midwest, right? When you spar James Toney, you got fucking bitch. You can't punch, you can't fight, bitch. And that's when he's sparring with you. And you don't be able to take it. He does it to all the sparring partners. Yeah, and he ain't the only one who does it.
Nah.
Right? Nah. So when you go out there, you know what I mean? You're going to be Bellew, you see? That's why Bellew got stretched out when he fought my guy. He said he was going to do all this, fought Stevenson, I'm going to go to war. And he fucking ran like a bitch. Like you're going to go to war. Running around the ring for his life, in fear of his life. After all that big talk. Oh, fucking kill your man and all that. Then just shut up, man.
Yeah, that corrupt him instilled tons of mental toughness.
Bro, if you want to see some beating, if you want to see some real life beating in the amateurs, check my channel, right? Right? I call it Fights of the Saturday Nights, right? Check the amateur fights, right? There's a second fight, this guy called Vasi. Bro, one of the most hardest hitters guys in the gym. He broke the guy's ribs. The guy went hospital after the fight, bro. He went hospital that he bought this guy, he bent this guy over with these body shots, man. The guy went straight to the hospital, ribs broken. Like the guy he kept fighting, he fought all the way through the fight. But bro, there's some people that they will cripple you. They are meant to, their hands are weapons, they're looking to fucking unleash on you, bro. It's serious, bro. I ain't getting even none of them. They were collapsed.
Man, that was a great knockout.
Yeah.
I blame this and that. Boxing is a barbaric sport. And then, fucking Floyd, shut up. Shut up.
Cherry pick, man. No cherry pick.
Hallelujah. Yep.
Ain't no cherry. Listen, I don't subscribe to cherry picking. I understand you beat fighters on the downslide, but I understand all that. You can pick a fighter you're supposed to beat. Like David Hay went against Tony, what's his name again? Carl Thompson, right? And he was supposed to be shot, and David Hay thought he'd go in there, and this still got something left. You know what I mean? So David Hay went to war with him, and David Hay couldn't hang, and he got beat up, and then he stopped the fight. That's what happens sometimes, man. So there's no cherry picking in this sport. It's just that if you're not on your game and you're not about your business, that's what happens to you, bro. Or you have the wrong game plan, and you do stuff you're not supposed to do, you'll get exposed. That's the way it is. A lot of times that happens.
Don't go in. Yep. Well, don't go in it.
Yep.
Hey,
that's simple. That's exactly simple as that.
Hey. So what do you think? Your boy Tommy boy, and them, man, they got Golovkin on the Ring Magazine.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started about Tommy boy and Abel and.
They're not really sniffing that coke here. He got Golovkin #1 pound for pound over Terence Crawford. I think there's no madness, bro. I don't know why they done that. See, the thing is, see when they do stuff like that, right? And you put in there, I know what they're doing. So that when Canelo knocks him off, they'll have that thing.
Yes.
Golovkin's gonna knock fucking Canelo's head into next week. If he doesn't, but he's a B-side, man. He's on the B-side right now. Golovkin ain't supposed to win nothing, bro. You know what I mean? All them days of Golovkin.
And it just proves what I said all along. Tommy boy is worthless, bro. Mm-hmm. I mean, seriously, even on cocaine, Fishnets has been playing him like a fiddle this whole time.
You said Fishnets.
Oscar De La Hoya, whatever. Yeah. Point is, he has just been, like I said, playing, like Tommy boy like a puppet. Whatever he wants, Tommy boy. Okay. Oh, here, we'll put your guy at ring #1, and you give us everything else.
Listen, Golovkin, like they fattened him up, and now they're about to eat him. You know what I mean? They fattened him up ripe. They made him ripe. They make him #1.
And Tommy boy's serving him up on a platter.
Yeah,
he's helping him right out.
Yeah, he is. They're serving him up, built him right up to get fucked up. Like, hey, listen, Martinez done the same thing to Martinez. They fattened him up right up for Cotto to take his cherry, bro, straight away. And no one even talks about Sergio Martinez, one of the most skillful fighters in pound in the sport,
Yep. As soon as that leg was no good, time to cash him out. That's the way it goes.
I think the way they treat athletes who have been long servant of the sport terribly, I think that's what I think. Joe Louis, Mike Tyson, all of them, Frank Bruno. I think some of the way some of them end their careers is sad, bro. Roy Jones, at least Roy Jones ended that career. You see that fight? Roy Jones? I don't think I talked to you guys about that fight, man. That fight.
That's what I heard. It was like some random MMA fighter or something he knocked out.
Yeah, it was sad, man. It was sad, man. It was very sad.
I thought he went the distance.
He watched the fight.
Did it?
Watch it.
Okay.
I watched it. It was very sad, man. I mean, he beat the guy easy, but it's the level of what he used to fight on, and now we can barely fight against this guy. He struggled against this guy a bit, Struggled a bit, against this guy. Couldn't even fight.
And yet, I don't think any of us want any part of Roy Jones, as old as he is. He'd beat the crap out of us.
Lopez got a chance.
Beats gonna knock him out.
No. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Lopez and Beats probably have a chance of landing on him because if you saw him against that fat guy, like, bro, I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't really, but fucking, he's vulnerable to get knocked out anyway. Roy just knocked out way. But Roy
he's got the. You say basically you're saying he's got that Amir Khan type chin. Is that?
Roy's begging to get knocked out by boxing. He's begging to get knocked out.
Man. Yes, the sport can tune you up. But we've covered a lot of ground. I'm glad that you guys came back on. I'm gonna
appreciate you having me on, guys.
Yeah, man.
Good to talk with you guys again.
I miss talking to the brothers, guy. Like, I mean, we miss talking. In a couple of hours, or should I say, we got the David Haye card coming up, and we've got fights. I'm gonna do more hangouts on this channel. Make sure you subscribe to Boxing Beats and Rhymes channel. Obviously, if you're not subscribed already. Now to TV, Benuma, I'm EJ Boxing Live, and obviously Mr. Doc. Mr. Doc always around. Can you rock? What's up, Doc?
That's right.
And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Right.